Yes. Dispo nodded, then turned his gaze to the people of Universe 6. Actually, he didn't need Belmod's instructions to do so. Because this was already planned by Khosrol. It's just that Khosrol didn't expect Lin Chen to be so strong, actually able to persist until now, to the point where they were all beginning to think they'd lose. Among the survivors of Universe 6 and Universe 7, Dispo targeted Universe 6 first. Although Universe 6 still had 3 survivors, 2 of them were unconscious. Since being knocked down by Lin Chen, Caulifla and Kale's fusion had already been cancelled. Now, both of them were still unconscious due to their injuries and exhaustion, with only the exhausted Hit protecting them. Although Hit was not weak, his current condition was precarious. Moreover, Dispo's ability happened to be Hit's nemesis. Hit. Be careful. He's coming for you. Upon hearing Kampa's reminder, Hit struggled to stand up, but he immediately felt weak in the legs, almost falling. Kampa-sama, Hit has reached his limit, he can't hold on much longer, Vados said. Ah. What do we do now? Is it over for Universe 6? Kampa exclaimed, grabbing his head in distress. TCH, Beerus' mouth twitched, scanning the arena. Broly. Can you go and help Universe 6? Huh? Upon hearing that, Kampa beside him immediately froze. Don't look at me like that. I just don't want Universe 11 to win. Beerus retorted. In the arena, Broly struggled to stand up, wanting to rush to support. After all, he has the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline. Although he has also been seriously injured by Lin Chen before, he was at least recovering faster than Hit. Just as Broly was about to go support Universe 6, Tokpo, who had been fighting alongside him just now, stepped forward, blocking Broly's path. Broly, your opponent is me. Tokpo coldly stared at Broly. Tokpo, is this your so-called justice? Tokpo clenched his fists tightly. This is all for the sake of the people of Universe 11. Your hypocritical justice, let me shatter it. Broly casually formed a shimmering green energy sphere and threw it towards Tokpo. UBA** tards of Universe 11. Seeing Broly being blocked, Hit also knew he had to rely on himself. Just then, Dispo transformed into a purple whirlwind, suddenly attacking from the side. Hit felt the threat and immediately prepared to use time skip. But just as his time skip was about to activate, Dispo's attack had already arrived. An afterimage appeared and Hit's body was sent flying far away, crashing loudly onto the ground. How? Hit struggled to get up from the ground, looking surprised. His time skip was just sealed moments ago. Far in distance, Dispo calmly looked at him. What's so strange about that? Universe SXS Hit, we already know everything about you. Universe SXS Hit, his specialty is manipulating power of time. Unfortunately for you, my ability happens to be your nemesis. What a joke. Hit looked incredulous. Dispo smirked. Then, I'll let you see it with your own eyes. Saying that, he suddenly accelerated, instantly appearing next to Hit. Time skip. Hit was about to unleash his power of time, but a punch to his chest stopped his power once more. Struck once again, Hit was almost immobilized. Dispo grinned widely. Hit, your time skip takes time to activate, but unfortunately for you, speed is what Dispo, is best at. As long as my speed is fast enough to attack before your time skip activates, your time skip is useless. Then, how about this? Time prison. Hit's eyes narrowed as he tried to use power of time to imprison Dispo. But just as he was about to use it, Dispo in front of him had already disappeared. But before Hit could realize it, Dispo had already kicked him to the ground, burying his head into the arena. That's it then. It's a pity. If your condition were better, perhaps there would still be a way for you to deal with me. But now, it's no longer possible. Shameless. Hit clenched his fists tightly, wanting to stand up, but once again, Dispo kicked him back into the ground. Lying there, Hit felt a wave of powerlessness and dizziness wash over him. Once the strongest of Universe 6, now he could only feel a sense of helplessness. "I'm sorry, everyone. And just like that, amidst Hit's regret, Dispo kicked him off the arena. Universe 6, Hit has been eliminated. Grand Priest announced. Immediately after, Dispo arrived by Caulifla and Kale's side. Kale. From the spectator stands, a surge of killing intent suddenly rushed towards Dispo. He turned to see that it was actually Universe 7's Taro. "You despicable ***tard. I dare you to touch her." The enraged Taro had transformed into legendary Super Saiyan, energy gathering in his hand, directly aimed at Dispo. But beside him, Lin Luo had already stood up, desperately holding him back. "Taro, don't act rashly." Grand Priest also glanced in their direction. Universe 7, attacking individuals in the arena from the spectator stands is prohibited. Violators will be eradicated. Yeah, you better be careful. Even though you're Lin Chen's son, you're not allowed to cause trouble. Both Zeniths threatened. Hearing their words, Dispo became even more audacious, moving directly into action. 1, 2. Both Caulifla and Kale were kicked off the arena just like that. Universe SXS Caulifla and Kale have been eliminated. Universe SXS entire team has been eliminated, thus, erase. When the two Zeniths raised their hands again, in the spectator stands, the people of Universe 6 closed their eyes, accepting their fate. Kale. Taro yelled towards the spectator stand. But they still didn't wake up. Beerus. Kampa suddenly stood up, shouting at Beerus. "Thanks for the help just now. But don't expect me to be grateful." Suddenly, Kampa made a face at Beerus, revealing a sincere smile. Then, amidst a white light, Kampa and the people of Universe 6 disappeared. Kampa. Beerus clenched his fist tightly, his eyes trembling uncontrollably. Then, he shouted towards the arena, "Goku, Broly. Don't mind Lin Chen. Finish off Universe 11's people. Even if we're going to disappear, we absolutely cannot let Universe 11 win. Dad. Please get rid of Universe 11. You must defeat them." Not only Beerus was furious, but also Lin Chen's son, Taro, was filled with indignation towards the treachery of Universe 11, yelling at Lin Chen in the arena. However, their shouts only brought forth Belmot's mockery. "Ha, now that things have come to this, what do you think they can still do? A guy who's run out of divine power, a half-injured trash, and Broly. Ha, the winner of the Tournament of Power will be Universe 11 only." Upon hearing Belmot's declaration of victory, even the two Zeniths couldn't bear to listen. Wow, he's so devious. God of Destruction of Universe 11 is so devious. But what they did is within the rules. That's right. He's really devious. The Grand Priest standing before the two Zeniths heard their conversation and smiled, then loudly announced, "Universe 7, including Mr. Lin Chen, although the actions of Universe 11 are despicable, it indeed complies with the rules. So, in order not to be eliminated, please continue to present an exciting match to both Xeno-sama." Hehe, although you say that, I really am out of strength. Lin Chen could barely stand up. At this moment, he seemed truly exhausted. No stamina left, no divine power left. His situation was even worse than when he fought Zamasu. At least back then, although he had run out of divine power, he still had plenty of stamina. It was nowhere near like now. Since the beginning of the Tournament of Power, Lin Chen had single-handedly defeated over 70 experts. This kind of battle royale has long since exhausted his stamina. When Goku saw Lin Chen staggering while standing, and Jiren started to approach him, Goku also struggled to stand up, seemingly wanting to help. But right now, Goku actually himself was in a precarious state. Hey. People from Universe 7, your opponent is me. Goku turned around and saw that Dispo, who had just dealt with Universe 6, had already arrived by his side, with a malicious smile playing at the corner of his mouth. Dispo, I'll leave Goku to you, I'll go support Tokpo. Beside him, Khosrol said to Dispo, then hurried towards Broly and Tokpo. Now, the situation in the arena became Lin Chen facing Jiren, Broly facing Tokpo and Khosrol, and Goku facing Dispo. The situation was overwhelmingly disadvantageous for Lin Chen and the others. Facing Lin Chen, who had returned to his normal state and seemed to have no strength to even stand up, Jiren raised his fist and said, "Let's end this, Lin Chen." Boom! A bright green light suddenly fell into Jiren's eyes. He hurriedly raised his hand to block, but saw a shiny green energy sphere pushing him away from Lin Chen. On the other side, Tokpo and Khosrol exclaimed simultaneously. "What's going on? How does he still have so much power?" Tokpo. "Stop him quickly, don't let him go to Jiren." At this moment, despite appearing exhausted, Broly suddenly unleashed another terrifying surge of energy of destruction, then took heavy steps as he charged towards Jiren. "Jiren, your opponent is me." The sudden change in Broly shocked both Khosrol and Tokpo. They hurriedly launched ki blasts towards Broly, trying to stop him from intervening in the fight between Jiren and Lin Chen. However, they didn't know that at this moment, Broly was already rushing towards Jiren with the intention of fighting to the death. Currently there was only thought in his mind. That was to find a way to buy time until Lin Chen recovered. For this, even if it meant burning everything he had, he was willing to do it. Although Lin Chen wasn't considered part of Universe 7, Broly knew that as long as he was there, Universe 7 still had a slim chance of survival. This guy still has so much power. Jiren, who had been forced back far away, had to resort to Ultra Instinct again to successfully push back Broly's attack, which contained immense energy. Seeing the desperate charge of Broly, even Jiren was somewhat moved. "I won't let you get close to Jiren and interfere." Tokpo swiftly arrived in front of Broly and extended a purple energy sphere from his fingers. "Hakai! Get lost!" In the split second before Tokpo's energy of destruction collided with Broly, Broly raised his hand and punched it away. Seeing that, Tokpo was left dumbfounded. His energy of destruction couldn't even stop him. Khosrol also arrived on the side and continuously fired ki blasts at Broly. But unexpectedly, Broly turned around and threw a ki blast at him. Despicable B****. Get lost! The bright green energy blast instantly landed in front of Khosrol. Although the violent explosion didn't kill him, the blast's shockwave directly blew Khosrol off the arena. Universe 11, Khosrol has been eliminated. At this point, it's become evident that all of Khosrol's earlier words were merely part of the arrangements for Universe 11's final plan. Working together was nothing but an excuse. So, Broly was also furious at Khosrol. And without any hesitation, he directly sent him off the arena. "Khosrol. You ****, even if I die, I won't let you disturb Jiren." Tokpo snorted coldly, his entire body engulfed in a dark aura. Energy of destruction emerged again. But this time, Broly was also ready to risk everything. In order to help Lin Chen, Broly didn't even bother to maintain his sanity anymore. As long as he could help Lin Chen, even if he turned into a crazy warrior again, Broly was perfectly happy to do so. Hawa! As he dashed forward, Broly's aura kept rising, seemingly endless. "Oh no!" Seeing this scene, Whis suddenly exclaimed, standing up in a somewhat uncharacteristically agitated manner. "What's wrong, Whis?" Beerus asked curiously. "Broly's aura must not be allowed to increase any further, or he'll lose his sanity. Over these years, Mr. Broly has been able to stay sane because he learned to control his power. But if it continues like this, not only will he lose his sanity, Mr. Broly may be consumed by his own power." "What would happen then?" Beerus asked. Whiz's expression turned grave as he said, exceeding the power he can control will utterly consume Broly. He'll either plunge into eternal madness or his body will simply give out and disintegrate. What? Vegeta couldn't help but stand up. Mr. Whiz, are you saying Broly will die? Unlike Mr. Lin Chen's legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, Broly's legendary Super Saiyan bloodline is truly pure. It's a bloodline that shouldn't even exist as it is tainted by demons. Whiz said with a serious expression. Ha! Astonishing aura gathered above the arena, then it transformed into towering pillars of energy, as if piercing through heaven and earth. Broly stood in the center of the energy pillar, his entire being transformed into a demon god. His body was completely shrouded in dark purple, with long emerald green hair reaching down to his knees, his eyes devoid of pupils, only shining with a crimson glow. I will never, never allow you to get close to Brother Lynx. Ah! A beastly growl emanated from Broly's throat as his body grew once again, doubling in size. This time, a demonic black aura instantly rose from beneath his feet. Seeing his appearance made even the two Zeniths not cheer, instead, they stood up with solemn expressions. That appearance resembles that person. Yes, what is his relationship with that person? Grand Priest also narrowed his eyes as if he had recalled something. But he quickly bowed to the two Zeniths and said, Zeno-sama, Broly is a Saiyan, likely a descendant influenced by that bloodline. So it's not him. Not that person. But he's still dangerous, isn't he? The two Zeniths chimed in. The Grand Priest nodded, Zeno-sama, please rest assured. If anything unusual happens, I will personally deal with Broly. Then we leave it to the Grand Priest. We'll leave it to you. Broly, as if he had become a stranger, his eyes flashing red, began to walk towards Jiren. This made Jiren, who had originally intended to deal with Lin Chen, turn his focus on him, his gaze full of vigilance. Jiren! Jiren! Broly stared at Jiren, roaring, causing his entire body to tremble with rage. Then, raging flames flashed in his eyes, and with a forceful stomp, the ground cracked, leaving a clear footprint. Boom! The sound of air being torn apart echoed as Broly rushed forward. Your opponent is me, Broly. Tokpo spread his arms, blocking in front of Jiren. Bang! Tokpo's fist heavily struck Broly's chest. Although they were evenly matched in their physical confrontation before, Tokpo's attack at least had some effect. However, this time, Broly showed no reaction at all, his body completely unmoved as he continued towards Jiren. Jiren! Broly shouted Jiren's name, completely ignoring Tokpo. What's wrong with you? Tokpo leaped high into the air, fists clenched into hammers as he smashed them down onto Broly's head. Bang! A dull thud, but Broly remained unmoved. Tokpo immediately became furious. Impossible! Hakai! He gathered the terrifying energy of destruction in his hands and threw it at Broly. He held nothing back in this attack. Tokpo was even prepared to be erased by Zeno for killing Broly. But when the energy of destruction collided with Broly, it simply dissipated into thin air. Broly remained completely unscathed. How is this possible? Tokpo finally began to feel fear. Belmod also stood up, wearing an incredulous expression. Power of destruction isn't so easily countered. For Broly to be able to do this, there's only one possibility: his energy had surpassed even energy of destruction. Boom! Suddenly, Broly swung his fist. Tokpo tried to block as before, but Broly's fist was 100 times stronger than before. Boom! With a thunderous sound, Broly's fist directly pierced through Tokpo's arm and smashed into his chest. Immediately, under the powerful impact, Tokpo's eyes rolled back and he fell unconscious before he was sent flying off the arena. Universe 11, Tokpo has been eliminated. What terrifying power! In the spectator stands, Lin Luo sighed, then suddenly noticed his brother trembling beside him. Taro, what's wrong? I don't know why, but I suddenly feel so scared, Taro said, bewildered. Huh? While Lin Luo was puzzled, he also noticed that it wasn't just Taro trembling, even Vegeta's face was pale. Uncle Vegeta, what's wrong with you guys? Whis glanced at them and said, perhaps, as purebred Saiyans, they still harbor the fear of legendary Super Saiyan in their bloodline memories. What legendary Super Saiyan bloodline? I'm also a legendary Super Saiyan. Taro retorted. Whis shook his head, no, the essence of your bloodline is fundamentally different from Broly's. What's going on? What happened to Broly? While everyone was feeling surprised, Broly had already set his sights on Jiren. Jiren. I will stop you. As Broly's voice fell, his body flashed and rushed straight towards Jiren. At this moment, Jiren had already entered the Ultra Instinct realm. Broly, huh? You are looking really abhorrent. You're simply the embodiment of that demon. So, I will defeat you. Boom. A sonic boom was heard. Broly's fist was dodged by Jiren before it could hit him. But the force of the missed punch completely shattered the arena behind Jiren. You've become quite powerful. But I am stronger than you. Jiren uttered a low growl as his fist slammed Broly's chest. Boom. At this moment, the entire arena seemed to tremble. Aw. A deep voice emanated from Broly's throat as blood began to gush from his mouth. Jiren. What a terrifying man. Beerus took a deep breath. Though he didn't understand what had happened to Broly, judging from how he eliminated Tokpo, who was already at the level of God of Destruction, with a single punch, Broly's power at this moment had almost surpassed that of a God of Destruction. Yet, Broly was still heavily injured by Jiren's punch. That man, who already surpassed the God of Destruction and had grasped Ultra Instinct, how terrifying he must be. Jiren's punch almost knocked Broly off his feet. However, driven by madness, even kneeling on the ground, he still raised his hand, trying to grab hold of Jiren. Jiren looked at him coldly, steam suddenly emanating from his fist. Since you refuse to surrender, then I'll keep you company for a while longer. Jiren pulled Broly up and began relentlessly punching his chest. He was looking somewhat abnormal, carrying a hint of anger. As if he held a grudge against Broly. Under Jiren's relentless attack, Broly's entire body trembled. But his eyes were still filled with rage, he had clearly already fallen into madness. Stop it. Jiren. If this continues, you will kill Broly. Seeing Jiren ruthlessly attack Broly, Goku immediately shouted and wanted to rush to support. However, on his side, Dispo never gave him any chance. Although Dispo's strength was not outstanding, his speed, combined with Goku's exhausted state, kept Goku from breaking away from him. Meanwhile, Jiren's ruthless actions puzzled even the contestants from Universe 11. Tokpo, what's going on? What's wrong with Jiren? I've never seen Jiren like this before. Doesn't he have a principle of not killing? On the spectator stand, Khosrow asked Tokpo, who had already recovered. The latter looked serious and said, I don't know either, but I've heard that Jiren's master was killed by a golden-haired human with a tail. Golden-haired, with a tail? Khosrow thought for a moment, then his eyes widened as he turned to look at Broly in the arena. You mean, the person who killed Jiren's master is him? Of course not. Belmod interjected at this moment. Jiren's master died many years ago. At that time, Broly's grandfather probably hadn't been born yet. Then. It should be someone similar. This Broly is a legendary Super Saiyan, and his appearance does resemble that person, Belmod muttered. Who is that person? Khosrow asked tentatively. He is, Belmod said faintly. Jiren. In the arena, Broly, who was on the verge of collapse, suddenly roared, and in that instant, a bright green energy burst out from his body, rapidly expanding outward. Seeing this somewhat familiar scene, Vegeta stood up in panic. Not good. Broly is going to self-destruct. What? Everyone turned pale with fright. Could it be? However, at that moment, a deep red figure suddenly inserted itself between Broly and Jiren. Boom! The figure punched Broly's heart position. Instantly, Broly's aura that was about to erupt subsided. Broly himself also recovered from his berserk state, returned to normal state, and then collapsed to the ground. The figure held Broly and said, "Broly, thank you for giving me time to rest. It's your turn to rest now." With that, Broly was thrown out of the arena and returned back to the spectator stands. Universe 7, Broly has been eliminated. Mr. Whis, please heal Broly. Got it. Whis nodded, and a faint white light enveloped Broly as he waved his scepter. Broly, who was wearing a ferocious expression before, finally calmed down and fell asleep peacefully. While Broly was okay, others still didn't sit down but looked at the arena with incredulous expression in their eyes. Beerus stared wide-eyed, somewhat puzzled as he asked, "Whis, what is that? Is that person Lin Chen?" "That's right, this is Mr. Lin Chen's special move, Ultra Ego." Ultra Ego? A chorus of astonished voices rang out in the stands. Originally having returned to his normal state, Lin Chen's hair color had changed to crimson, like blood. At the same time, a crimson aura surged around his entire body. The appearance of that aura was exactly the same as Jiren's Ultra Instinct, except for the color difference. Ultra Ego? What's that? Jiren asked. This is a state that counters the Ultra Instinct realm, Lin Chen said with a slight smile. Jiren's mouth twitched, his face turning cold. Absurd. When did something like this exist in this world? That's right, I've never heard of this Ultra Ego either. Belmod shouted as well. Well, then let me show you. Ridiculous. With just the power you recovered in that short time, what can you do? You Saiyans should all die. Saying that, Jiren's fist struck towards him like lightning. Bang! Lin Chen and Jiren's fist collided. To Jiren's surprise, even though Lin Chen had returned to normal state, the power contained in Lin Chen's fist was on par with his own. How much power do you still have left? Why don't you try and find out? The next moment, Lin Chen's counterattack came. It was a punch without any flashiness, just pure power. But for Jiren, who possessed Ultra Instinct, such a simple punch posed no threat at all. However. Boom! Under a deafening sound, Jiren's figure was blasted away like a cannonball. What? Belmod and Beerus both stood up from their seats simultaneously, wearing expressions of disbelief. What just happened? Both of them were a bit puzzled. Clearly, Jiren was in his Ultra Instinct state, so how could he be easily hit by Lin Chen? Wasn't it said that under Ultra Instinct, the body reacts on its own? Why was Jiren still hit? Coincidence, it must be a coincidence, Belmod muttered. Jiren stood up from the ground, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and said, "Coincidence, that must have been a coincidence. Whether it's a coincidence or not, try again and you'll find out." Lin Chen's fist was like a cannonball, continuously attacking Jiren. Jiren's gaze sharpened, his face instantly turning calm. His body could sense the danger. The moment Lin Chen's fist approached, Jiren's body began to dodge automatically. However, Jiren watched as he seemed to have perfectly dodged Lin Chen's attack. But unexpectedly, Lin Chen's fist suddenly seemed to lock on like a guided missile, directly smashing into Jiren's calm face. Bang, bang, bang. With a crackling sound, the surrounding airwaves rolled and thundered, resonating in the ears. A boundless force pressed down, and Jiren turned into a white afterimage, flying straight out like an arrow. Rumble, a cloud of smoke and dust rose. Jiren suddenly crashed to the ground, smashing a large hole into the incredibly hard ground, while terrifying shockwaves spread out around, forming a network of devastation. Jiren lay on the ground, unable to get up for a moment. He faced the sky, his gaze vacant. How is this possible? I clearly avoided it. How? Yes, Jiren seemed to have dodged just now. Why? Beerus wondered. Next to them, Whis unraveled the mystery for Lin Chen. All of this is because of Lin Chen's ultra ego. This realm is like the natural enemy of ultra instinct. Mr. Lin Chen being able to master this technique is truly remarkable. Ultra ego? What exactly is that? Beerus asked further. Beerus-sama, open your eyes wide and watch Lin Chen's movements. You'll find the answer, old Kai suddenly said from the side. In the arena, Jiren kept retreating under Lin Chen's attacks. Though he maintained the Ultra Instinct state, the supposedly invincible Ultra Instinct seemed to have malfunctioned in front of Lin Chen. Lin Chen's fists kept landing heavily on Jiren, waves of intense pain constantly transmitting to his brain. Although Jiren could still hold on, dizziness gradually crept into his head. Why? Why is this happening? Jiren couldn't figure it out. His Ultra Instinct was taught by Angel Margarita of Universe 11. According to Margarita, Ultra Instinct differed from previous combat styles that relied on sensing ki, it relied on reflexive movements of various parts of the body. Because it didn't require any thought from the brain, Ultra Instinct maximized movement speed and reaction time. Once activated, the body and mind would separate, and each part of the body would instinctively perceive danger around it, eliminating the need for the brain to think before acting. Because of this, opponents couldn't harm the one who was using Ultra Instinct. Even if occasionally hit in unavoidable situations, due to the body's conditioned reflex protection, they would only suffer minor injuries. Just now, when Jiren and Goku teamed up to attack Lin Chen in his Super Saiyan 4 Silver Gray form, Jiren barely got hurt. Then, why has the situation now drastically changed? Could it really be because of that ultra ego? Jiren shook his head vigorously, trying to clear his mind. Then he was once again sent flying by Lin Chen's fist. Margarita. Has Jiren's ultra instinct lost effectiveness? Belmod asked anxiously. No, Belmod-sama, Jiren is still using ultra instinct, Margarita replied. Then why is he like this? Could it be that Jiren's mastery of Ultra Instinct is too low? No, Belmod-sama. Among the people I have seen, Jiren is the most suitable person for mastering Ultra Instinct. Although he is currently in the Ultra Instinct sign state, I believe he could fully master Ultra Instinct at any time. Then why? It must be the technique used by Lin Chen that's the problem, Ultra Ego. Perhaps this state truly has some restraint over Ultra Instinct, Margarita speculated. Impossible, isn't Ultra Instinct the ultimate technique of you angels? This time Margarita didn't reply because even she couldn't understand. How could the supposedly strongest realm in the universe, Ultra Instinct, be restrained like this? At this moment, in the arena, Lin Chen's body once again turned into a red stream of light and rushed towards Jiren. Jiren, having suffered consecutive beatings, began to feel a sense of unease in his heart. He didn't dare to rely solely on Ultra Instinct anymore. With a determined stomp of his feet on the ground, his body became like a silver blade, charging into the air to dodge Lin Chen's attack. But then, Lin Chen, whose attack missed, also pushed off the ground with his feet and leaped up. Seeing Lin Chen following, Jiren suddenly gathered a massive energy sphere above his head, resembling a spirit bomb, and smashed it towards Lin Chen. Even if you can break through Ultra Instinct, your power is running low. Let's see how you block this blow. Like a small sun, the golden energy sphere quickly rushed towards Lin Chen. However, at that moment, a strange scene unfolded. The blood-red aura that had been enveloping Lin Chen suddenly rushed ahead and covered the energy sphere before him. Following that, Lin Chen's body evaded Jiren's attack at an extremely peculiar angle. To onlookers, it seemed as if Lin Chen was holding a rope as he swung past the energy sphere. Boom! A violent explosion erupted beneath their feet, resembling a dazzling fireworks display. In the midst of this dazzling display of fireworks, Lin Chen arrived in front of Jiren. Bang, bang, bang. The dull sound of fist meeting flesh echoed. Splatter. As blood droplets filled the air, Jiren crashed heavily onto the ground, only to struggle back to his feet. However, this time, his expression showed a new change. So that's it. I've somewhat figured out your ultra ego. Oh. Lin Chen showed no surprise. That's right. Your so-called ultra ego is actually the red aura around you. Every time you attack, the red auras attach to my body, pulling me towards your fists. No wonder your attacks always hit me. I see. Belmod suddenly realized, what ultra ego, it's just a trick. Damn it, we almost got deceived by Lin Chen. Jiren. Now that you know the truth, hurry up and finish him off. Jiren also thought the same. His fists gradually turned red as power condensed within them. In the next moment, a thunderous roar erupted from Jiren's throat, and a deep pit cracked open beneath his feet. This time, Jiren actively charged towards Lin Chen. Lin Chen silently raised his fist and also moved forward to meet him. Just before the two were about to collide, Jiren's eyes widened. He had already seen Lin Chen's red aura enveloping him, and then, an almost imperceptible force did indeed affect his body. At the same time, Lin Chen's fist struck. Let me break your ultra ego. Jiren yelled, his muscles suddenly swelling, a surge of increased power freeing him from Lin Chen's aura. Ultra instinct also kicked in, causing Jiren's body to start dodging on its own. But... bang! Lin Chen's fist still managed to hit Jiren's face. The calm expression on Jiren's face due to ultra instinct distorted because of Lin Chen's powerful fist. Jiren, you've underestimated my ultra ego too much. A terrifying power erupted, and Jiren was sent flying once again, rolling several times on the ground before coming to a stop. No way. This is impossible. I already saw through your ultra ego, why was I still hit? Why was I still hit? After being knocked down by Lin Chen again, Jiren, who had thought he was about to win, now had a crazed look on his face. Which caused the ultra instinct to become unstable. But his loss of composure seemed reasonable to Belmod and the others. Because even Margarita and he couldn't understand why, despite seemingly seeing through Lin Chen's ultra ego, Jiren was still knocked down. Hee hee. Wise laughter echoed from Universe 7 stands. Old Kai chuckled, the technique used to counter Ultra Instinct back then, how could it be so easily broken? If Ultra Instinct is about dodging attacks 100%, then Ultra Ego is about landing attacks 100%. Bang! 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 In the arena, Lin Chen and Jiren's fists collided once again. Immediately, the arena shook, and the surrounding debris was all drawn towards the sky by the force of their collision, rising into the air. Jiren's face was filled with anger, his entire body enveloped in a bright red aura. It turned out that at this moment, Jiren had actually abandoned Ultra Instinct, reverting back to his battle form. His thinking was quite simple, since Ultra Instinct was countered by Lin Chen's Ultra Ego, he might as well not use it at all. Relying solely on absolute power, he refused to believe he couldn't defeat the exhausted Lin Chen. Swish! Jiren's fist remained locked together with Lin Chen's fist for a brief moment, his lips curling in excitement. In this punch, he could feel Lin Chen's weakness. Immediately after, Jiren swept his foot across. The speed of this kick was astonishing, leaving a white arc in the air that reached its target in the blink of an eye. However, Jiren's kick had long been anticipated by Lin Chen's senses. Ultra Ego wasn't just about hitting the enemy with 100% accuracy, its true essence lay in using aura to perceive everything. If Ultra Instinct separated body and mind, allowing the body to instinctively react to enemy attacks, then Ultra Ego was about fusing the mind into the aura. In this state, the crimson aura surrounding Lin Chen was an extension of his body. Lin Chen could effortlessly lock onto any target with his aura, ensuring his attacks hit with perfect accuracy. He could also perceive everything with his aura, and because the aura extends Lin Chen's perception range, it can then evasion effect similar to Ultra Instinct. Thus, Lin Chen easily blocked Jiren's sweeping leg. Boom! Once again, a thunderous explosion echoed through the air. Lin Chen stood firm without budging an inch. How? Jiren was stunned, his eyes narrowing, burst impact. The next second, a ferocious aura directly slammed into Lin Chen's body. Boom! Despite the powerful collision, Lin Chen stood steadfastly in place, completely unscathed. Seeing this, Jiren's expression suddenly changed. How is this possible? How can you still possess such power? Jiren, did my beatings turn you foolish? Lin Chen sneered. Since Ultra Ego was a realm similar to Ultra Instinct, it naturally boosted combat capabilities. If Ultra Instinct maximized the user's evasiveness while greatly enhancing strength and speed, then Ultra Ego maximized the user's accuracy while significantly boosting strength and defense. So, even though Lin Chen appeared to be in normal state on the surface, his power level has actually increased to the level equivalent to Super Saiyan Silver Grey 4. Jiren not using Ultra Instinct and trying to defeat Lin Chen in his battle form was simply wishful thinking. The next moment, Lin Chen executed instant transmission and appeared directly in front of Jiren. Oh no! Jiren had clearly lost all his morale. Instead of meeting Lin Chen head-on as before, he took a step back, reflexively crossing his arms in front of him. With a loud impact, Jiren was once again sent flying. Damn it! Is it over? Is Jiren unable to continue? Seeing Jiren completely at a disadvantage, Belmod held his head in his hands. No matter how he calculated it, he never expected Universe 7's Lin Chen to be this formidable. Even Jiren, who had mastered Ultra Instinct, was not a match for him. And adding insult to injury, just as Belmod felt despair creeping in, the Grand Priest suddenly spoke up, Universe 11's Dispo has been eliminated. What? Belmod raised his head only to find Dispo somehow seated in the spectator stands, awkwardly smiling at him. I'm sorry, Belmod-sama. You've been eliminated too. What about Universe 7? Belmod turned to look at the arena. There, a silver-haired Goku was rapidly approaching Jiren and the others. It turned out that Goku had once again used Ultra Instinct. With Lin Chen and Goku teaming up, Jiren was truly in trouble this time. Belmod sighed and lay down on his chair in resignation. Not just him, everyone from Universe 11 wore looks of despair, feeling like their fate was sealed. However, just when everyone thought Universe 11 would soon be eliminated, Goku rushed forward and began fighting Lin Chen. Goku! Have you lost your mind? Beerus jumped up from his seat. Others were also baffled. What is Goku doing? What's wrong with Uncle Goku? Dad? Only Vegeta guessed Goku's intentions. You idiot cockroach. Why are you challenging His Majesty without considering the timing? Vegeta understood Goku far better than anyone else. He knew that Goku loved challenges to the core. In the past, for the sake of challenges, he had spared his opponents, from Piccolo to Vegeta. However, among all those opponents, there was one person Goku could never surpass, and that was Lin Chen. So, Goku's idea of helping Jiren was quite understandable. He just wanted to defeat Lin Chen alongside Jiren. As long as he could defeat Lin Chen, even cooperating with others is fine. In the end, Goku was still a Saiyan. Lin Chen also understood Goku's thoughts when he saw Goku attacking him. Without hesitation, he engaged in battle with Goku. Although Goku was using Ultra Instinct, he is not much more difficult to deal with than Jiren. Soon, Lin Chen turned from defense to offense, forcing Goku to retreat step by step. Brother Lin Chen, your ultra ego is really amazing. No wonder Jiren can't beat you. While Lin Chen attacked, Goku barely managed to dodge and evade, but he couldn't hold on for long. A loud impact echoed in the air as Goku was sent flying, landing beside Jiren. Goku, what are you doing? I don't need your help. Jiren shouted. Jiren, let's fight together. Use Ultra Instinct too. The two of us working together might be able to defeat Brother Lin Chen. Goku suggested. What a joke. Jiren waved his hand. I won't cooperate with anyone. My battles belong to me alone. Saying that, Jiren's aura erupted once again, and his red battle suit was torn by his bulging muscles. The red aura spread in all directions like lava. At this moment, Jiren's energy unexpectedly surged again. Roar! The thunderous roar continued incessantly, causing the entire arena to shake violently. Jiren's aura continued to rise steadily, seemingly endless, and his body had doubled in size compared to before. The fiery red aura spread in all directions, and even the spectators in the stands could feel its heat. What a powerful aura storm! Jiren's power is terrifying. Piccolo exclaimed. Except for His Majesty Lynx, this is the first time I've seen someone's power rise so high. Vegeta also looked shocked. Beside them, Broly, who had been healed by Whis, shook his head. Jiren's power increase is abnormal. His current state is just like mine earlier. This isn't his aura increasing, he's burning his life. Belmod is, luckily we have Lin Chen, otherwise, the one who won might really be Universe 11, Beerus said, his gaze heavy as he clenched his fists tightly. Great job. Maybe Jiren can win. On the Universe 11 side, Belmod said excitedly as he looked at the arena with keen, sparkling eyes. At this moment, if you only looked at power level, Jiren's was almost on par with Lin Chen's power level when he used Kaioken in Super Saiyan Silver Grey 4 form. With such immense power, even if Jiren replaced Lin Chen in challenging the multiverse's experts, he might also win. But just as Belmod thought this, Margarita shook her head and said, Belmod-sama, don't be too quick to rejoice. Jiren in this state might be even worse off than he was just now. What? Wow! Jiren got stronger again. He's also amazing. Both Jiren and Lin Chen are strong. On the throne, the two Zeniths watched Jiren excitedly. Could they both lose at this rate? Yeah, who knows who will win in the end? At this moment, the Grand Priest spoke, Zeno-sama, Jiren won't win. In the arena, Jiren's aura finally stopped growing. He glared at Lin Chen, then suddenly rushed towards him. In everyone's eyes, Jiren's body seemed to disappear, leaving behind only a flash of red light. In almost an instant, Jiren appeared in front of Lin Chen, his fist raised. Bang! Immediately, Jiren was sent flying. After finally managing to stop spinning, Jiren climbed to his feet from the ground, his face contorted, veins pulsating on his forehead. Why? Why is this happening? Jiren, at our level of power, is simply increasing strength really useful? Strength is everything. Strength is justice. With a loud roar, Jiren gathered all his energy into his fist, and unleashed a devastating blow, charged with immense power, towards Lin Chen. The power of this attack was indeed astonishing, but no matter how strong the attack, it was useless if it couldn't hit the opponent. Lin Chen simply sidestepped effortlessly. Boom! The energy punch flew out, cutting off a section of the spectator stands, revealing its incredible power. However, Jiren who delivered this blow gained nothing. Instead, Lin Chen suddenly stepped forward, closing the distance between them in a single stride. Like a hammer smashing through a city wall, Lin Chen's palm slammed into Jiren's body. PFFF. A red light pierced through Jiren and appeared from behind. I absolutely won't let it happen again. Ah! Jiren roared again, suddenly exerting more force, finally pushing Lin Chen back a step. But immediately after, when Jiren prepared to attack again, he was once again knocked to the ground by Lin Chen. However, this time when Lin Chen was about to pursue, Goku rushed up again to intercept. He shouted, "Jiren, fight with me. Only together can we possibly defeat brother Lin Chen. Don't say any more. I won't cooperate with anyone." Jiren wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, pushed Goku aside, and charged at Lin Chen again. But Goku was right. The reality proved that neither Jiren nor Goku, in a one-on-one fight, were a match for Lin Chen. Why? Why won't Jiren listen to Goku's advice? It's clear that when they cooperated to fight against Lin Chen before, they were able to hold their own. As long as Jiren is willing to cooperate, maybe they can really stand against Lin Chen. Supreme Kai of Universe 11, Kai, couldn't understand why Jiren was stubbornly refusing to cooperate with Goku. It had already reached this point. Why is Jiren still acting so recklessly? Jiren will never cooperate with Goku, Belmod suddenly said. Huh. Anyway, since it's come to this, I'll tell you everything. Kai, do you know Jiren's master, Jiken? Kai nodded, I do. His master Jiken was once the strongest martial artist in Universe 11 but was suddenly attacked and killed by a mysterious person. Yeah. Jiren's refusal to team up is related to Jiken. Before Jiken's death, he actually wanted to teach Jiren the importance of teamwork. For this reason, he even had Jiren join the Pride Troopers. Huh? Wasn't it to get strong? Kai asked. Of course not, Belmod shook his head. Since becoming Jiken's disciple, Jiren has always been a lone wolf. Jiken wanted to teach him the importance of teamwork, so he had him join the Pride Troopers. However, this choice indirectly caused Jiken's death. Led to Jiken's death. On the day Jiken was attacked, Jiren was on a mission with the Pride Troopers. The team wasn't powerful at that time, and Jiren's strength was crucial to them, so he didn't learn about Jiken's attack until the battle was over. When he rushed over, Jiken had already died at the hands of that mysterious person. Jiren has always believed that if he hadn't been fixated on teamwork and the Pride Troopers that day, he might have been able to arrive in time to save Jiken. In the arena, Jiren was once again seen flying by Lin Chen, almost flying off the arena this time, but Goku caught him. However, Jiren, who narrowly escaped, didn't thank Goku. Instead, he pushed him away and continued to fight Lin Chen alone. Belmod looked at Jiren in this state, silently shaking his head. Jiren has always believed that so-called teamwork has held him back. So since then, he has never cooperated with anyone. Even in the Pride Troopers, he always acted alone. On the side, members of the Pride Troopers were hearing this story for the first time, their eyes wide open. Tokpo, who had recovered, lowered his head and said, I always thought Jiren was just eccentric. I didn't know about this past. But the problem is, if Jiren doesn't cooperate now, he won't be able to defeat Lin Chen. Khosrow remarked. This is Jiren's obsession. No one can convince him, Belmod sighed. Who would have thought that behind the man always considered the strongest in Universe 11, there would be such a story? Looking at the arena, the members of the Pride Troopers were filled with sorrow at Jiren's refusal to cooperate with Goku, even if it meant being thrashed by Lin Chen. The Pride Troopers were a team with a long history in Universe 11. In a sense, they were like the Galactic Patrol of Universe 7, serving as an organization to maintain peace in Universe 11. And Jiren was the longest-serving member of this team, while others, even Tokpo, had joined only in the past century. Thus, nobody knew much about Jiren's past. No wonder Jiren always keeps to himself and treats everyone with such indifference. I thought that was just his nature. If it weren't for Jiken-sama's will, Jiren would have left the Pride Troopers long ago, right? He doesn't have any attachment to this place. In Jiren's eyes, were we all just burdens from the start? Hearing the remarks of those around him, Tokpo suddenly spoke up, so what if that's the case? Even if many things happened in the past, they are just that, past. Shouldn't we, as teammates of the same team, cheer him on now that Jiren is facing his most dangerous moment? Boom. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed from the arena, interrupting Tokpo's words. Turning around, he saw Jiren disappearing from the arena. Right beneath Lin Chen's feet, a massive chasm had split open, and Jiren's body seemed to have fallen through it. Jiren. Seeing this scene, the people of Universe 11 felt a sudden tightness in their chests, cold sweat breaking out on their backs. It looks like Universe 11 is doomed. But at this moment, a figure flashed under the arena, and Jiren stepped on the nearby floating rocks, jumping back step by step from the bottom of the arena. Jiren. Let's work together. Goku shouted. No. I will never cooperate with anyone, no matter what. Ha! A thunderous roar rang out once again. At this moment, the air around Jiren seemed to ignite, turning into an orange-red sea. The temperature of the Null Realm also rose rapidly at this moment. It seems Jiren has no intention of cooperating. Kai, the Supreme Kai of Universe 11, said. Belmod also felt helpless. Jiren is too stubborn, coupled with his unmatched strength in the past, he truly doesn't need any teamwork. Even Jikin could only offer advice from the sidelines back then. But this time is different. That Lin Chen is no longer someone Jiren can handle alone. This is troublesome. Feeling Jiren's aura storm, Lin Chen said faintly. Jiren's endurance is truly astounding, leaving one to wonder whether it's a natural gift or inherent to his race. Even at this stage, his power seemed endless. Suddenly, the floating rock under Jiren's feet began to crumble. At the same time, Jiren let out a loud roar and leaped high into the air. He directly punched towards Lin Chen below, the terrifying aura in his body turning into a bursting flood, rushing down at Lin Chen. This attack almost covered half the space under Lin Chen's feet. It seemed impossible to avoid unless directly blocked. Ultra Ego. Lin Chen said faintly, then instead of retreating, he charged straight towards Jiren's aura. What is he trying to do? Wow, why is Lin Chen charging towards it? Amidst the gasps of the onlookers, Lin Chen leaped and plunged directly into the stream of crimson aura. Although to outsiders this seemed like suicide, in Lin Chen's eyes, his actions held deep meaning. Ultra Ego state was actually quite similar to that of Ultra Instinct, both capable of sensing the weaknesses in the enemy's attacks. The only difference was that one relied on the body's instincts, while the other used the aura swirling around the body to perceive. Under the perception of aura, the position Lin Chen broke through happened to be the weakest point in Jiren's entire attack. Boom! After the storm-like flash subsided, the Tournament of Powers arena vanished. The smoke filled the air, even reaching the spectator stands. Coughing, people strained to see the situation clearly. And then, right before Jiren, a figure emerged from the smoke. It was Lin Chen. Except for the upper part of his clothing missing, Lin Chen was almost completely unscathed. And no way. Jiren's eyes widened. It's over. A low voice echoed from Lin Chen's mouth. Then, Jiren spewed out a mouthful of blood. With just one punch, Lin Chen extinguished Jiren's once volcanic turbulent aura. PFF. Jiren spat out a mouthful of blood and knelt on the ground, his gaze unfocused. The rise to the peak is always followed by decline. Just now, Jiren, who had burned everything, after having his final counterattack forcefully extinguished by Lin Chen, finally lost all his strength. Along with his confidence, it all dissipated into nothingness. Despair, loss, and confusion engulfed him. Jiren can't fight anymore. Belmod exclaimed. Indeed, at this moment, Jiren didn't even have the strength to lift his head. He just knelt before Lin Chen, quietly awaiting his fate. Seeing Jiren in this state, Lin Chen felt a slight disappointment. Clearly, if he had cooperated with Goku, Jiren still had a chance. But now, this was the scene. It was truly boring. Well then, Jiren, goodbye. Raising his hand, Lin Chen bid Jiren a final goodbye. Jiren. Just then, in the spectator stands, Tokpo's roar suddenly rang out. Jiren. What are you doing? Are you really just going to kneel before the enemy? Is this pitiful sight the belief you've always upheld? Who said that strength is justice? Who said that strength is everything? Are you still strong now? Stand up, Jiren. Hearing Tokpo's roar, Jiren lowered his head and muttered softly, my justice has lost. What nonsense are you spouting? Don't you still have Goku to help you? When faced with a formidable enemy, isn't it only natural to cooperate with your comrades? If strength is everything you pursue, then join forces with Goku. As long as you two work together, you can definitely defeat Lin Chen. Even if you don't believe in the power of unity, at a time like this, please just give it a try. But I have no more strength, Jiren seemed to be swayed. In his voice, there was a hint of regret. No. You still have it. Tokpo shouted, if it's the Jiren I know. If you are that incredibly powerful Jiren, you definitely still have hidden strength. Bring it out. Jiren. Bring out your power. I believe you still have it. Because you are stronger than anyone. Hey, Lin Chen was a bit speechless, listening to your conversation, it's as if I am the villain here. What's with this strange mood? Huh? Just then, Lin Chen suddenly noticed that Jiren in front of him was struggling to stand up. At the same time, wisps of blue-white aura began to swirl around him, enveloping his entire body. That aura looked incredibly dazzling. That's... Beerus' eyes widened in astonishment, looking at Jiren with disbelief. Beside him, Whis also nodded in surprise. Indeed, Beerus-sama, without a doubt, that is the true form of Ultra Instinct. At this moment, Jiren appeared completely like a luminous entity, emitting a white-blue aura from all over his body. In the spectator stands, the god of destruction of other universes also stood up, showing immense respect and solemnity in their gazes. Ha ha ha. Belmod burst into laughter. I never expected this, truly never expected this, to happen at this moment. Jiren has achieved the true Ultra Instinct. Just as Belmod was laughing. Crackle, crackle. A crisp sound echoed from Jiren's body, and the layer of white-blue aura on him seemed to crack like glass, falling off his body. Without the dazzling radiance, Jiren's current appearance finally appeared before everyone. His pupils were still the silver-gray like before, but the scorching aura around his body had completely disappeared, replaced by a colorful and radiant aura. Simultaneously, Jiren's aura now lacked the previous explosiveness and chaos, and instead exuded exceptional calmness. It was so calm that others almost couldn't sense his aura. Perfect Ultra Instinct. Lin Chen's gaze finally gained a hint of seriousness. Lin Chen, let's resume our battle. Jiren said calmly, then started walking towards Lin Chen. Jiren? I thought that the first one to comprehend perfect Ultra Instinct would be Goku, instead, it's you. For this surprise, I have no choice but to give a reply to you. Lin Chen formed a bright green energy sphere with one hand and threw it at Jiren. However, halfway through its flight, Jiren caught the energy sphere with ease. With a gentle flick, Jiren dispersed Lin Chen's energy sphere, making all the energy dissipate on its own. Lin Chen's eyes narrowed, and his body swiftly followed the energy sphere's path, attacking Jiren head-on. The clash of two realms occurred once again. During the previous battle against Ultra Ego, Jiren's realm was constantly suppressed. And the power of Ultra Instinct couldn't be fully unleashed. But this time, as Lin Chen's fist approached, Jiren managed to dodge it easily. Lin Chen's Ultra Ego did control Jiren's movements, but he slipped out of Lin Chen's control like a loach. Immediately after, a flash appeared between them, a nearly invisible punch from Jiren. Bang! 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 Jiren counterattacked with 3 punches, 2 of which Lin Chen countered with fist-to-fist clashes. However, the last punch landed squarely on Lin Chen. For the first time, Jiren landed a hit on Lin Chen in their one-on-one battle. Lin Chen's pupils contracted suddenly, and he charged towards Jiren once again. The two crossed paths in an instant. It was as if nothing had happened, but in the next moment, snowflakes burst out from their bodies. Dozens of fist marks appeared on both of them. Wow! It's a draw. Jiren has become even more amazing. Lin Chen is in trouble now. The two Zeniths exclaimed excitedly. You're right, Grand Priest nodded in agreement. Turning around, Jiren touched the bloodstains on his mouth, his expression cold. Lin Chen, this time I will definitely win. The outcome is still uncertain. Lin Chen replied. Then, both of them assumed a stance. After a brief standoff, they simultaneously shouted loudly and their bodies flickered at the same time, disappearing from their original positions. The next second, as they reappeared, they were already in the center of where they had originally stood. Jiren and Lin Chen stood on opposite sides, their arms raised in the air without any movement. But strangely, a ring of sparks suddenly appeared between them, accompanied by intense shockwaves emanating from where the sparks emerged. What's that? Is that fist pressure? Beerus's voice caused the others' faces to suddenly change. It was only now they realized that Lin Chen and Jiren were not just in a standoff, they were actually fighting. However, their movements were so fast that to bystanders, it seemed like their fists hadn't moved at all. This kind of battle was simply unbelievable. What a terrifying battle. Their speed is too fast. It seems like Jiren might really be able to defeat Lin Chen. Hearing the comments from the young people nearby, old Kai sneered, do you think Ultra Ego only has this much power? Since it's called Ultra Ego, it definitely won't be that simple. TN, the term author uses for Ultra Ego has literal translation anti-Ultra Instinct. And don't forget, Lin Chen still has one technique that he hasn't used. Just then, the blood-red aura that had enveloped Lin Chen's body suddenly surged outward as if ignited. A fiery red halo manifested around Lin Chen. Super Kaioken. A unique skill that Lin Chen could use in any form. A killer move which came from the system. As the Kaioken took effect, Lin Chen's power and speed instantly skyrocketed once again. If Jiren was able to keep up with Lin Chen's speed and strength by relying on perfect Ultra Instinct before, then Lin Chen's Super Kaioken instantly widened the gap between the two of them again. The deadlock between them was broken the next moment. The sparks that were between them vanished suddenly, and Jiren's body began to distort and float under some invisible force. But soon, the sound of explosions on Jiren's body made everyone understand what was happening. Jiren was actually floating due to getting hit by Lin Chen's attacks. The exploding fists hitting Jiren's body left him heavily injured. Finally, with a ruthless punch, Jiren's body was sent flying into the air, while between Lin Chen's hands, a dazzling energy wave instantly formed. Ka-me-ha. Kamehameha. Before Lin Chen's Kamehameha could be unleashed, a voice suddenly sounded from the side, and at the same time, an energy wave struck him. The power of this energy wave far exceeded Lin Chen's expectations, piercing through his ki shield and striking him directly, instantly interrupting his technique. Jiren, in mid-air, slightly opened his eyes, only to see that the person who saved him was none other than Goku. Moreover, at this moment, Goku's body was also emitting a colorful and radiant aura like Jiren's, and his hair and eyes had turned white. Perfect Ultra Instinct. Goku had actually comprehended Perfect Ultra Instinct as well. Goku. Seeing Goku's current state, Beerus and the others exclaimed in surprise. Whis, did Goku finally reach that realm as well? Yes, Whis said with a faint smile, Mr. Goku has finally comprehended perfected Ultra Instinct. Dad? Gohan's face lit up with joy. Vegeta and Piccolo, on the other hand, had faint smiles on their faces. Goku, he didn't disappoint after all. At this moment, in the minds of the God of Destruction from the 4 universes that did not participate in the Tournament of Power, a sense of relief arose one after another. They were all feeling fortunate that their universes did not participate in the Tournament of Power. Otherwise, their fate might not have been any better than those universes that had already been erased. This competition is too abnormal. Not only is there Lin Chen, but there are also 2 contestants who have comprehended the perfected Ultra Instinct. With so many monsters, ordinary people really can't compete with them. Goku. At this moment, Lin Chen, who was hit by Goku's Kamehameha, returned to everyone's sight. There were some new wounds on his body, but the energy wave just now didn't seem to have caused any major harm. Brother Lin Chen, let me be your opponent too. Goku clenched his fists and said calmly. Lin Chen smiled faintly. Among the people present, he was probably the only one who believed the most that Goku would master perfected Ultra Instinct. He just didn't expect that his confrontation with Goku, who had comprehended Ultra Instinct, would actually be on Tournament of Powers arena. Come, Goku, you who have comprehended perfected Ultra Instinct, will be a good opponent for me. Lin Chen smiled and gestured to him. However, Goku didn't immediately make a move. Instead, he turned to look at Jiren beside him. Jiren, let's fight together. In the spectator seats, everyone was a bit speechless. At this point, why does Goku still want to cooperate with Jiren? It was already clear that this Jiren is too stubborn, he will never cooperate. However, just when everyone was thinking that, Jiren unexpectedly stood up and said, okay. Everyone present turned speechless. What did I just hear? Jiren agreed. Jiren agreed. He agreed to cooperate with Goku. Is it true or am I hearing things? Everyone thought there was something wrong with their ears, but next, Jiren showed them through actions that their ears were fine. Standing beside Goku, Jiren assumed his stance. Goku, this is my first time cooperating with someone, don't expect too much. Goku smiled, we both have Ultra Instinct, we can definitely cooperate well. Jiren didn't say anything more. The 2 men who had comprehended perfected Ultra Instinct turned their gaze towards Lin Chen together. Jiren and Goku teaming up. This is truly an unimaginable thing. Lin Chen's gaze became serious as he prepared himself for battle. The next moment, Goku and Jiren made their move first, while Lin Chen directly used Super Kaioken, meeting them head-on without showing any weakness. Bang! The first strike, Lin Chen simultaneously blocked both Goku and Jiren with his fists. The bodies of the 3 froze for a second, then immediately transformed into 3 streaks of lightning, darting and weaving among the broken arena and the floating rocks around it. Due to the speed of their attacks being too fast, almost no one could see how they were fighting. All the onlookers could see were the illusory and numerous fist images left behind by the 3 in the air. However, although they couldn't see it clearly, most of them could still tell. Goku and Jiren, both having comprehended perfected Ultra Instinct, teaming up, even though Lin Chen had used Super Kaioken, he seemed to be losing control of the situation. I never expected Jiren to actually agree to fight alongside Goku. Tokpo exclaimed in disbelief from the stands. Belmod added, Jiren seems to have given up his pride, gambling on the possibility of winning. Go Jiren. Take down Lin Chen. Come on, Jiren. Come on. Gradually, the people from Universe 11 began to cheer Jiren on. In contrast, the people from Universe 7 were a bit unsure of what to do. After all, Lin Chen was still part of Universe 7, so no matter which side they cheered for, it seemed a bit inexcusable. Therefore, the people from Universe 7 could only silently watch the battle in the arena. But soon, they noticed a problem. Goku and Jiren, working together, appeared to be gradually suppressing Lin Chen. It seems like Lin Chen can only defend himself now. Vegeta, am I seeing this correctly? Piccolo asked. No, Kakarot and Jiren's cooperation is becoming more and more seamless. His Majesty seems to be struggling. Vegeta replied. What's going on? How can Goku be so in sync with Jiren? Aren't they cooperating for the first time? Frieza asked, confused. These two are indeed cooperating for the first time, but their Ultra Instinct allows them to cooperate to the extreme. Ultra Instinct is a realm where they use their body's instincts to counterattack. As long as they let go of distracting thoughts, Ultra Instinct enables them to cooperate seamlessly. Whis explained. Bang! Just then, in the arena, Jiren and Goku had gathered all their strength into one punch and broke through Lin Chen's Ultra Ego before landing the punch on him. Like a coordinated strike of two swords, they sent Lin Chen flying like a cannonball, who stopped only after landing on a floating rock. This was the first time they had sent Lin Chen flying after cooperating with each other. At this moment, the power of the two seemed to have completely surpassed Lin Chen. We did it, Jiren. Let's keep it up. We can win this. Goku exclaimed excitedly. Jiren also seemed surprised at how effective their teamwork was, but he still said, Goku, once we deal with Lin Chen, it'll be a fight to the death between you and me. Okay, let's talk about that after we defeat brother Lin Chen. In the distance, Lin Chen climbed up from the ground, panting heavily. Although he had regained some strength earlier thanks to Broly's stalling, Lin Chen's stamina was still limited. At this point, the stamina boost from Ultra Ego was about to run out. Would he really lose like this? It seems he will have to use that move. Although his current stamina was not suitable for it, under the premise that he had not yet mastered the Super Saiyan 5 transformation, only that move could turn the tide in his favor. Boom! Arena, or what should have been the stage of the huge arena, had been shattered into floating rocks by the attacks of the three people. Amidst the shattered rocks, Lin Chen awkwardly leaped onto another floating rock, panting heavily. Then, he suddenly bent his arms, protecting the sides of his face. Bang, bang! Goku and Jiren attacked from the left and right almost simultaneously. Although Lin Chen managed to block their attacks smoothly, his own arms almost collided with his face, leaving him slightly dizzy. Aw! Lin Chen roared loudly and energy erupted out from under his feet. But before this energy could affect them, Goku and Jiren, relying on Ultra Instinct, preemptively sensed the danger and instinctively dodged. We are winning. Looks like Lin Chen has reached his limit, exclaimed a contestant from Universe 11. After dealing with Lin Chen, we can deal with Goku. Although he's been helping Jiren quite a bit this time, it's still necessary. Tokpo chimed in. He, in a one-on-one situation, besides Lin Chen, Jiren fears no one. Both possessing perfected Ultra Instinct, it's natural for the stronger Jiren to be more formidable. Belmod added. It seemed like they had already concluded that Lin Chen would be defeated. But is that really the case? As both Goku and Jiren dodged, giving themselves a rare moment to catch their breath, Lin Chen stopped using Super Kaioken, maintaining only the most basic Ultra Ego state. Without the effect of Kaioken, the aura around him dimmed instantly. Ha! Brother Lin Chen, why did you stop using Kaioken? Jiren, be careful, it might be a trick. Goku shouted. I know. But Goku, now is not the time for us to retreat. Let's give him the final blow. Jiren said. Got it. Goku nodded, ready to take action, but he suddenly noticed a gleam in Lin Chen's red eyes. With a smirk that was difficult to comprehend, Lin Chen raised the corners of his mouth. Wait! Goku immediately yelled, stopping Jiren who was about to act. What's wrong, Goku? What's with brother Lin Chen's smile? Why do I suddenly feel afraid? Goku, seeing the confident smile on Lin Chen's face, suddenly felt apprehensive for no reason. He didn't understand, does Lin Chen still have some hidden cards up his sleeve? Goku! What's going on? While Goku was still assessing, Jiren was getting impatient. Upon his urging, Goku had to say, "Jiren, be careful, I suspect brother Lin Chen has some trump card up his sleeve." A trump card? Jiren looked carefully at Lin Chen and also found it suspicious. However, regardless of the situation, staying still would not lead to defeating the opponent. "Goku, let's go." "I understand." The next moment, Goku and Jiren charged towards Lin Chen simultaneously. This time, just before they were about to get close, Lin Chen suddenly clenched his fists, and the deep red aura around his body expanded outward twice as much. Seeing this, Goku and Jiren immediately focused, muscles tensed, guarding against being disrupted by Lin Chen's red aura. But even as they approached, it seemed like nothing special was happening. Amidst their vigilance, they had already arrived in front of Lin Chen. One from the left, one from the right, they launched a pincer attack. "Got him!" Just as Goku and Jiren simultaneously exclaimed in their hearts, the next moment, they suddenly found themselves flying backward. What's going on? What just happened? In the spectator stands, most people were equally puzzled. What just happened? I have no idea, I didn't see anything. How did Jiren and Goku get attacked? Even the gods of destruction were perplexed. Beerus, for example, couldn't grasp what had just happened. Whis, did you see clearly? What exactly happened? On the Grand Priest's side, he was faced with the same question. Grand Priest, what happened just now? Yeah, I couldn't see clearly. What did Lin Chen do? Surprisingly, even the Grand Priest's face was filled with shock. At Zeno's shouts, he finally snapped out of it and said, "Zeno-sama, check the God Pad in your hands, it has a replay function." Replay? Where is it? Here. Future Zeno tapped the screen, and immediately, a scene appeared in front of the two Zenas. At the same time, in the spectator stands, others also gathered around their respective universes' angels. These angels were using their scepters to replay the fight that had just happened. Only then, everyone finally understood what had happened earlier. It turned out that just as Jiren and Goku were about half a meter away from Lin Chen during their pincer attack, Lin Chen, who had been motionless all this while, suddenly moved. It was neither like the dodging of Ultra Ego before, nor it was evasion akin to Goku and Jiren's Ultra Instinct. Lin Chen actually launched a counterattack before Jiren and Goku's attacks could take effect, pushing them both back. Although this time everyone finally saw Lin Chen's movements clearly, they couldn't understand how Lin Chen managed to do it. That was. On the other side, Goku and the others also got back up, their faces equally puzzled. That must have been a fluke. "Goku, let's try again." Hearing Jiren's proposal, Goku nodded and was the first to take action. He instantly teleported behind Lin Chen, aiming his attack at Lin Chen's back. Almost simultaneously, Jiren's attack also came. This coordinated move meant that whether Lin Chen turned to face Goku or moved forward to confront Jiren, he would inevitably be attacked by the other person. Logically, his only choice was to defend comprehensively, as he did earlier. However, this time, something strange happened again. Just as Goku came out of the instant transmission and targeted Lin Chen's back, suddenly, a fist swept over. Goku's stomach caved in. Using the recoil from attacking Goku, Lin Chen, even faster than Jiren, arrived in front of Jiren. Jiren, sensing Lin Chen's attack, tried to dodge with the help of Ultra Instinct but was too late. Lin Chen's elbow directly struck Jiren, sending him flying like a cannonball. Boom, boom. Following two consecutive thuds, Goku and Jiren landed on two separate pieces of arena. Goku quickly got up again, ready to use instant transmission once more. But this time, he appeared next to Jiren. At the same time, Goku clasped his palms together, assuming the Kamehameha stance. While, Jiren also began gathering aura between his hands. "Jiren, it seems we thought of the same thing, huh? So this is cooperation." Humph. Goku, this Lin Chen is too weird. At this moment, we can only use energy blasts to knock him down. He can teleport, so I'll go first, and you aim for the opening when he dodges. Got it, I understand. Let's go. As Goku's voice fell, Jiren immediately formed a crimson energy sphere in his hand. Jiren initially aimed at Lin Chen, but after some thought, he changed his target and aimed at the arena beneath Lin Chen's feet. At this moment, Lin Chen's situation was peculiar. Jiren couldn't determine if a ki blast would affect him, but fortunately, it was a competition, so all Jiren needed to do was blast Lin Chen off the arena. In the next moment, Jiren was about to throw the energy sphere. But before he could attack, Lin Chen suddenly disappeared from where he stood. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Jiren. What? Seeing Lin Chen suddenly appear before him, Jiren's expression changed drastically. Because his timing was too perfect, almost right before Jiren unleashed his attack, and it was at a moment when Jiren didn't have time to stop his technique. As expected, Jiren's energy sphere was hurled at the now empty piece of arena. If it had been just one person, Jiren would have definitely suffered, but fortunately, Goku was by his side this time. With a swift movement, Goku appeared beside Jiren, ready to unleash a Kamehameha. But at this exact moment, it seemed like Lin Chen had anticipated Goku's next move. Before Goku could unleash his Kamehameha, Lin Chen preemptively grabbed Goku with a palm. A bright green light shimmered in his palm, and an explosion of energy erupted instantly. The close-range blast confused Goku, disrupting his gathering of energy for Kamehameha. Following that, Lin Chen twisted his wrist, grabbed Goku, and smashed him at Jiren. Just as Jiren noticed the ki blast failing, he decided to engage in close combat. But with Goku thrown in front of him by Lin Chen, Jiren's actions were momentarily halted. In his moment of hesitation, Lin Chen loosened his grip. He fiercely kneed Goku, transferring the force onto Jiren behind him, sending them both flying. What just happened? Both of them landed near the edge of a floating rock. Jiren trembled as he got up, then suddenly his pupils contracted, and he knelt down, spitting out a mixture of bile and blood. Goku, what was that just now? Why do I feel like Lin Chen knew how we would attack next? You feel the same way? Goku, who had taken heavier injuries during the battle than Jiren, plopped on the ground, almost unable to stand. Both Jiren and Goku felt something strange. Lin Chen's actions just now weren't ordinary movements. Although there weren't any flashy maneuvers, every move he made seemed as if he knew how Goku and Jiren would attack next. This was different from Ultra Instinct and also distinct from the Ultra Ego Lin Chen had used previously. Ultra Instinct involved the body anticipating attacks and reacting accordingly. Ultra Ego excelled in attacks rather than evasion. However, Lin Chen's actions just now clearly anticipated the opponent's attack, then used his own attack to stop it before it launched. It was as if he combined the strengths of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. On the sidelines, the various gods who had witnessed Lin Chen's actions were just as puzzled as Jiren and Goku. How did Lin Chen do that? His movements just now were somewhat similar to Ultra Instinct but also different. It's also different from Ultra Ego that he previously described. Hey, Whis, do you know what technique that was? Beerus asked. Whis shook his head. I'm not sure either, Beerus-sama. Could it be a new technique that Mr. Lin Chen devised himself? New technique? No. On the side, old Kai's voice suddenly rang out. Supreme Kai Shim looked at him curiously. Ancestor, do you know what that is? Old Kai's face turned serious. I do know, but I don't understand how Lin Chen learned this technique. It's impossible. There shouldn't be anyone in this world who knows this technique anymore. Hey, old man, what exactly is it? Beerus asked. Ultra Instinct Kill. Old Kai said each word slowly. Ultra Instinct Kill. Beerus turned to Whis. The latter shrugged. Beerus-sama, this is the first time I've heard of it too. Hey, old man, what is this Ultra Instinct kill you're talking about? It's a technique similar to Ultra Instinct, just like the Ultra Ego Lin Chen used before. It's a technique someone developed to counter Ultra Instinct. But it's not a realm, it's purely a killing move, Old Kai said with a serious expression. A killing move? But I didn't see Lin Chen use any special moves just now, Beerus said, puzzled. His series of counterattacks just now were the killing moves of Ultra Instinct Kill. Old Kai explained, as I said, Ultra Instinct Kill is somewhat similar to Ultra Instinct. This technique can foresee the opponent's attack in advance, allowing the user to counter with their own attack before the opponent's attack is unleashed. If Ultra Instinct is a realm that anticipates and evades attacks, then Ultra Instinct Kill is a killing move that anticipates the attacks and actively attacks. I see. Beerus suddenly realized. He turned back to look at Lin Chen in the arena. This guy actually mastered such a technique? Old Kai looked at the backs of the people, silently lowering his head, thinking to himself, but the question is, this move should be a killer move used only by the former Dragon Clan experts. Where did Lin Chen learn it from? At this moment, in the arena, Lin Chen walked up to Jiren and Goku, and said calmly, Jiren, Goku, you've lost. No. I won't admit defeat. I can't lose. Jiren shook his head, speaking somewhat absent-mindedly. Your cooperation with Goku is good, but unfortunately, you two are still not my match, Jiren. Lin Chen suddenly made a move, stepping on Jiren's hand. Jiren was actually about to launch a sneak attack with a punch, but he didn't expect Lin Chen to see through it again. The intense pain in his hand made Jiren's face turn pale. Lin Chen raised his hand, forming a red energy sphere and pressed it against Jiren's face. Finally, this lengthy battle can end. Farewell. As Lin Chen's voice fell, the energy sphere in his palm directly blasted Jiren away. Boom! Jiren's body was instantly sent flying, and this time, there was no one to save him. Universe 11, Jiren has been eliminated. Jiren's heavily injured body then appeared in the spectator's stand. Due to the elimination of Jiren from Universe 11 is now eliminated. After the Grand Priest's merciless voice fell, a white light began to envelop everyone from Universe 11. However, just before they were about to be erased, the contestants from Universe 11 all gathered around Jiren. Jiren. Jiren's eyes slightly opened. Jiren, thank you. Toppo spoke on behalf of everyone. Jiren closed his eyes, I'm sorry, everyone. If only I had realized the importance of teamwork earlier. No, Jiren, it's because we held you back. If only we were stronger. Yes, if only we could match your strength, Jiren, you would have had an easier time. Everyone. Just before disappearing, a smile appeared on Jiren's lips, a smile that no one had ever seen before. Then, the people from Universe 11 directly turned into specks of white starlight. With the disappearance of Universe 11, the remaining people of Universe 7 stood up one after another, ready to face their fate. After all, no one believed that Goku alone could defeat Lin Chen. Even Goku himself thought so. In the arena, he looked at Lin Chen and suddenly cancelled the perfected Ultra Instinct, then rubbed his head and smiled at Lin Chen. Brother Lin Chen, you are really amazing. With only me left, I might as well forfeit, sigh, it's a pity that there won't be any more chances to fight you in the future. Lin Chen couldn't help but smile and said, don't worry, there will definitely be more chances to fight in the future. Huh? Goku was stunned for a moment. But isn't Universe 7 supposed to be erased? Erased? Lin Chen shook his head and instead looked at Lazuli in the audience, saying something silently. After hearing these words, Goku was momentarily stunned but then understood. Oh. So there's still this method. Geez, brother Lin Chen, you should have said so earlier. We wouldn't have been so worried. Saying this, Goku couldn't help but feel excited. Since it's like this, how about we fight again? Brother Lin Chen, I want to experience that technique you just used again. That was an amazing technique. I still haven't fully understood it yet. As he spoke, Goku calmed down, his gaze sharpened, and perfected Ultra Instinct reappeared on his body. In the spectators' seats, Vegeta and the others saw Goku first appear to give up the match, then talk to Lin Chen about something, and then transform back into Ultra Instinct realm again, leaving them somewhat puzzled. What is Kakarot up to? Didn't he give up? Vegeta asked in confusion. Gohan turned to Piccolo beside him and asked, Uncle Piccolo, do you know what's going on? Gohan knew Piccolo had good hearing and might have heard the conversation between the two just now. At this moment, for some reason, Piccolo looked quite annoyed. Upon hearing Gohan's question, he paused for a moment, then replied, well. Lin Chen just said that after he wins, he will wish to revive the erased universes with Super Shenron, so Goku wants to give it a try and fight again. What? Is that true? Beerus exclaimed. So, does that mean I won't die? Whis also expressed surprise, so there's this method. No wonder Mr. Lin Chen agreed to Kamehame and others' proposal back then. Are you sure you didn't mishear? Just to be sure, Beerus asked again. No, because, Piccolo glanced at Lazuli subconsciously, Lin Chen just said he didn't want to go back and kneel on the washboard, so he will definitely revive everyone. Washboard? What does that mean? Beerus didn't understand. But Lin Luo, Taro, and the others, including Android 18, all understood. The group smirked and looked at Lazuli, making her blush and lower her head in embarrassment. Fortunately, at that moment, the battle between Lin Chen and Goku resumed, relieving Lazuli's embarrassment. In the arena, Goku and Lin Chen had already begun their last battle. Two immense energies clashed with each other, creating terrifying lightning that made one's scalp tingle. Amidst the lightning were Goku and Lin Chen, moving as fast as lightning. The next moment, Goku clenched his left hand into a fist, charged for a few seconds, and then fiercely attacked Lin Chen. But just as his fist was about to strike, Lin Chen had already rushed forward. His hands formed a circle, directly wrapping around Goku's fist like the head of a giant serpent, and twisted it hard. Goku screamed in pain, took a few steps back, then used instant transmission to create distance from Lin Chen once again. Goku's left arm had gone limp, seemingly broken, but Goku concentrated energy in his right hand, preparing for a long-range ki blast. However, before Goku could fully prepare, Lin Chen launched a swift barrage of ki blasts. Because Lin Chen used small continuous ki blasts, there was no need to charge, effectively countering Goku's attack perfectly. When Goku once again dodged the ki blasts by employing instant transmission, escaping to another floating rock, Lin Chen appeared almost simultaneously behind him. Whoosh! 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 Thanks to Ultra Instinct, Goku's body instinctively began to swiftly dodge, with Lin Chen closely following suit. The two of them chased each other continuously for over 10 seconds, leaving a trail of afterimages in the arena. Suddenly, Goku stopped on a floating rock and raised his hands. Enough. There's no need to continue this battle. Brother Lin Chen, your technique is too powerful. No matter how I counterattack, you always manage to preemptively seal off my attacks. If I keep fighting, I'll only end up with internal injuries. Seeing this, Lin Chen also stopped. Actually, both you and Jiren are just not used to it yet. If your Ultra Instinct becomes more proficient, you should be able to handle it, at least not be as passive as now. Thank you for the advice. I will continue to work hard. So, for now, let's leave it at this, Brother Lin Chen. See you later. Saying that, Goku jumped backward and directly fell from the arena. Universe 7's Goku has been eliminated. Therefore, Universe 7 will be erased. Grand Priest announced loudly immediately after. The two Xenas sat on their thrones, satisfied. Ah, in the end, Lin Chen won after all. It was a great match, but it's a shame it has to end like this. Yes, indeed. What a pity. Although they said that, both of them still raised their hands. A white light instantly descended upon Goku and the others. Sorry, everyone, but don't worry. Brother Lin Chen will revive us soon. Knowing Lin Chen's wish, Goku comforted everyone with a smile. To his surprise, however, the others didn't seem sad or surprised at all. Dad, Uncle Piccolo already heard your conversation with Uncle Lin Chen, Gohan reminded him. Huh? Is that so? Goku chuckled in embarrassment. At this moment, Lazuli walked to the edge of the stands and shouted towards Lin Chen, Lin Chen. Revive us soon. Otherwise, I'll make you kneel on the washboard when I return. With that, the people of Universe 7 were erased. At the scene of the Tournament of Power, only Lin Chen, a mortal, remained. So, the Tournament of Power has come to a perfect end. The final winner is the independent contestant, Lin Chen. Let's congratulate him. In order to express their respect for his participation as a solo contestant, both Xeno-sama have specially proposed that in addition to the rewards of this tournament, Lin Chen will also be bestowed with the title of Multiverse's #1. With Grand Priest's announcement, the remaining 4 universes God of Destruction, Supreme Kai as well as angels, all stood up together, clapping for Lin Chen in the arena. Each person's face was filled with respect and admiration. The result of this tournament was unquestionable in everyone's eyes. Being able to single-handedly defeat 80 contestants, Lin Chen at this moment had rightfully become the strongest person among all participating universes, and perhaps even among the 12 universes. The title of Multiverse's #1 was well deserved. Amidst everyone's applause, Lin Chen collapsed as if struck by lightning, falling to the ground unable to even stand up. Even speaking had become impossible for him. There was no way around it, these were the side effects of using Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct Kill. Although it wasn't apparent at first, Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct Kill placed a greater burden on the body than Kaioken. After using Ultra Ego, Lin Chen would be unable to use his ki for a day, while Ultra Instinct Kill would paralyze Lin Chen's body for at least an hour. If it weren't for these significant side effects, Lin Chen wouldn't have waited until the critical moment to use these techniques. Seeing Lin Chen's situation, Grand Priest was not surprised. He landed in front of Lin Chen and said with a smile, "Mr. Lin Chen, it really hasn't been easy for you." Saying that, Grand Priest waved his hand, and a white light enveloped Lin Chen, allowing him to move again. However, even with Grand Priest's healing abilities, Lin Chen couldn't fully recover, but at least he could participate in the final award ceremony of the Tournament of Power. Mr. Lin Chen, both Xeno-sama are very pleased with your performance this time. So, the prize for winning this time will be given immediately to you. Here you go. Grand Priest waved his hands, and in the next moment, 7 enormous and majestic Super Dragon Balls appeared in the Null Realm. Their massive size seemed like they would overcrowd the Null Realm. Wow! Super Dragon Balls! So huge! The two Xenas exclaimed excitedly. The Super Dragon Balls only exist in Universe 6 and Universe 7, so the other gods from different universes were also seeing them for the first time. Everyone watched with mouth agape, their faces filled with disbelief. From those colossal Super Dragon Balls, they could feel an incredible power almost equal to that of Xeno. Now, I will summon the Super Shenron. Lin Chen, get ready to make your wish. Saying that, Grand Priest raised his hands toward the 7 Dragon Balls and shouted, "Come forth, Dragon of the Gods, and grant my wish, pretty peas." The 7 Super Dragon Balls instantly resonated, emitting a dazzling golden light that engulfed the entire Null Realm. The light almost completely swallowed everything in the Null Realm. It wasn't until a few seconds later that the light dissipated. When everyone opened their eyes, they saw the colossal figure of Super Shenron appear, shrouding the sky. Is this Super Shenron? Those gods who had never seen Super Shenron were awestruck by its majestic body, feeling an urge to kneel down. On the other hand, the two Zeniths were still excited like children, waving their arms at the divine dragon. So big. So powerful. This is Super Shenron. Grand Priest floated to Lin Chen's side and said, "Mr. Lin Chen, please make your wish. Any wish is possible." Lin Chen smiled faintly and spoke out the wish he had already prepared. "Grand Priest Sama, I want to restore all the universes that were erased by Zeno-sama." Huh? The gods of those universes were shocked to hear Lin Chen's wish. Even the two Zeniths were puzzled. They came over and asked, "Lin Chen, do you really want to make this wish?" "Yeah, why?" Grand Priest chuckled slightly and said, "Mr. Lin Chen, why would you make this wish? Even if you want to revive, there's no need to revive all the universes, right? Just reviving Universe 7 would be sufficient." Grand Priest Sama, originally this competition was just a game for Zeno-sama. If people from other universes disappear like this, when Zeno-sama wants to hold a new game in the future, won't there be fewer opponents? It's better to restore everything like this. Hearing this, Grand Priest smiled contentedly and then looked up, using the divine language to make Lin Chen's wish. In the next moment, the enormous Super Shenron transformed into a golden power of miracles that traversed through all 8 erased universes. As the power of miracles traversed these universes, a golden light emerged in each of these universes. Under the golden light, the erased universes returned to their original state once again. Universe 7's God of Destruction's planet, Goku and others all appeared here. Wow! We're back for real. That's amazing. Everyone is revived. Although it was expected, being reborn after death still brought immense joy to everyone. And when they looked up, they saw a golden dragon emitting a dazzling golden light flying overhead. "Lin Chen, hurry up and come back," Lazuli clenched her fists. At the same time, the same scene was happening in various universes. What's going on? We're not dead. That's great. We're not dead. In Universe 6, the revived Caulifla held Kale's hands, rejoicing like a child. Kaba and others were also excited. But we lost the competition and were erased, right? It must be Uncle Lin Chen and others. Look, isn't that Super Shenron? Caulifla pointed excitedly at the dragon above. Kampa looked at the divine dragon and pouted. Once again saved by Universe 7 guys, I won't thank them. At the same time, in Universe 11. Tokpo and others looked at their bodies incredulously, filled with excitement. Then, Tokpo saw Jiren staring at the enormous dragon above. Jiren. This must be the work of Lin Chen. Lin Chen. Are you saying, did he use Super Shenron to wish for our revival? It must be. Lin Chen, that guy is truly unpredictable. But it's also good this way, one day, I will fight him again. Saying that, Jiren suddenly turned to Tokpo and said, Tokpo, can you please help me with something? Please. Tokpo was surprised by the term, please, it was the first time he had heard Jiren use this word. Jiren, what do you want me to do? This tournament of power showed me my weaknesses. If I could cooperate better with Goku next time, perhaps we could defeat Lin Chen. So Tokpo, from now on, please teach me about teamwork. The next time I see Lin Chen, I want to use teamwork to defeat him. After hearing Jiren's words, a faint smile appeared on Tokpo's face. Jiren, I'll help you. Count us in. Suddenly, the voices of other Pride Troopers members rang out from behind the two. In the distance, Belmod looked at Jiren, who had completely integrated with the Pride Troopers, and couldn't help but smile. Jikin, can you see Thid? What you couldn't accomplish back then, someone else has done it for you. Lin Chen, he's truly an unpredictable guy. Back in the Null Realm. After Grand Priest made Lin Chen's wish, a few minutes later, Super Shenron spoke again in divine language. Your wish has been granted. Then, it transformed into light and disappeared along with the 7 Super Dragon Balls from the Null Realm. Almost simultaneously, Lin Chen heard a system notification. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the mission. Reward, Advanced Ultra Ego, Perfected Ultra Ego. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing history. Reward, Time Points, Points. Lin Chen was initially happy to hear the system's feedback that his Ultra Ego had finally reached the perfected state. However, to his surprise, the subsequent system notification seemed a bit off. The reward of time points was understandable, considering he wasn't representing Universe 7 in this battle, yet his wish aligned with the original story, so receiving time points as a reward was normal. But the problem was, why was the system stuttering? Points. Upon hearing the system's repeated voice echoing in his ears, Lin Chen was dumbfounded. The system seemed to have crashed. This was the first time Lin Chen had encountered such a situation. System, what's wrong with you? System. Lin Chen called out in his mind, but there was no response from the system, only the continuous repetition of the word, points. Mr. Lin Chen. Mr. Lin Chen. Just then, Lin Chen suddenly felt as if someone was tapping on his shoulder. Almost in the next moment, the repetitive system notification changed. Congratulations, host, you have been awarded 99,999 time points. Huh? Lin Chen was once again dumbfounded, wondering what was going on. But before he could delve deeper into it, Grand Priest's voice once again entered his ears. When he came to his senses, he realized that the Grand Priest was looking at him with concern. Mr. Lin Chen, what happened to you just now? You didn't even react when Zeno-sama called you. I'm probably tired, Lin Chen glossed it over. Lin Chen. The two Zeniths jumped over, grabbing Lin Chen. It had been so fun. So exciting. Holding this competition was definitely the right decision. Lin Chen is indeed amazing. Thank you for your praise, Zeno-sama, Lin Chen smiled, since my wish has been granted, I should go back. Alright, Lin Chen, see you next time. Remember to visit us often, Lin Chen. Sure. Lin Chen nodded and then used instant transmission to return to Universe 7. Currently his mind was solely focused on the system and had no time for further pleasantries. After Lin Chen left, Grand Priest looked at the spot where he had disappeared and muttered to himself, "Ah. I forgot to ask Mr. Lin Chen where he learned his Ultra Instinct kill. Oh well, since Mr. Lin Chen has revived all the universes, I'll just find it out on my own." With that said, the Grand Priest picked up his scepter. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, Lin Chen returned from the Null Realm. However, instead of rushing to find Goku and the others, he floated alone in space, focusing his mind on the system inside his body. Just before being interrupted by the Grand Priest, Lin Chen's system had exhibited symptoms resembling a computer crash. Then, it suddenly informed him that he had been rewarded with 99,999 time points. This was the first time Lin Chen had encountered such a situation. Apart from the system seeming to crash, just the sheer amount of time points awarded afterward made Lin Chen feel uneasy. He had received time points many times before, but never had he been rewarded with such a huge amount of time points. 99,999. Did the system malfunction? System, are you there? Lin Chen called out in his mind several times, but strangely, there was no response. So, he issued a different command. System, show my attributes. If this were in the past, various attribute parameters should have appeared in Lin Chen's eyes by now. But this time, there was nothing. Nothing appeared before Lin Chen's eyes, there was only the vast expanse of stardust and darkness of the space. What's going on? Lin Chen felt a surge of anxiety. Instinctively, he wanted to access the system space and retrieve a senzu bean. Since the end of the Tournament of Power until now, Lin Chen hadn't rested. At this moment, he was still in the same condition as when the battle ended, with both his stamina and divine powers at their lowest. Floating in space like this was continuously draining his energy. Over time, Lin Chen, who was already very tired, also couldn't hold on anymore. However, what he didn't expect was that when he tried to retrieve the senzu bean as usual, he not only couldn't see the system attributes anymore, but he couldn't even sense the system space at all. What? What's going on? Could it be that my system broke? Just as Lin Chen was feeling anxious. In a corner of Universe 7, unnoticed by anyone, a golden light had rushed over here. If someone were nearby at this moment, they would have noticed that this golden light was none other than Super Shenron, who had recently granted Lin Chen's wish. After tossing 3 Dragon Balls that had already turned into small asteroids, Super Shenron's body glowed and golden light tore apart the space before it. With a swift dash, Super Shenron plunged into the torn dimensional space. After traversing through this dimension for an unknown duration, Super Shenron's golden light finally landed in an unknown location. This place was entirely different from the familiar human world or the gods' world. As far as the eye could see, it was a vast desolate land. This was the darkest place in the entire Dragon Ball world, the Dark Demon Realm. Above the desolate land was a thick layer of dark clouds, almost covering the entire sky, blocking out the sun and plunging the world into eternal darkness. Even the golden Super Shenron couldn't pierce through the clouds with its golden light, bringing light to this world. After flying for a while, the golden Super Shenron finally arrived at a place resembling an altar. Rumble. The golden divine dragon transformed into a thunderbolt, striking directly at the center of the altar. At the spot where the thunderbolt struck, there was a divine dragon model that looked similar to Earth's divine dragon. After the thunderbolt struck it, the divine dragon model seemed to be filled with electricity, and golden streams of light began flowing on its surface, as if the model was about to come to life. A voice suddenly sounded from the side, and a figure walked over. After glancing at the model, the person exclaimed in surprise, "Which timeline is this from? How did it use so much power of miracles? Wait. Why does this power of miracles also contain some other powers? Is it full? The sea of miracles has been filled completely. He. Ha ha ha. The figure burst into wild laughter. I never expected this. I never expected this. After waiting for so long, the moment I've been looking forward to is finally here. Come. Hurry up and come over. The figure turned around and shouted loudly down below the altar, "You fools of the demon realm. The moment you've been waiting for is about to arrive." As the wild laughter echoed in the demon realm, on the other side. Universe 7, Earth. While Lin Chen hadn't returned yet, a special visitor quietly arrived here without alerting anyone. The figure first entered Earth's atmosphere, and then, seemingly having sensed something, instantly appeared on the lookout. He silently observed for a moment before appearing in front of a figure inside the lookout. "It's indeed you, Mr. Popo." Mr. Popo, who was brewing medicine, stopped his work, turned around, and said without surprise, "Grand Priest Sama, long time no see." Dend was currently not on the lookout. Just before the arrival of the Grand Priest, Goku took Dend away. Those who returned from the Tournament of Power were currently gathered on a cruise ship for a celebration party. To celebrate the rebirth of Universe 7 after the calamity, they brought Dend over for the celebration. So at this moment, only Mr. Popo and the Grand Priest were on the lookout. But if Dend were here, he would surely find it strange why the Grand Priest, who is second only to Zeno-sama in the multiverse, would show such respect to an assistant deity of Earth. "Grand Priest Sama, what brings you here?" Upon hearing Mr. Popo's question, the Grand Priest bowed and said, "Mr. Popo, I am here this time because of Lin Chen." Lin Chen. With narrowed eyes, the Grand Priest smiled and said, "Yes, just recently, Mr. Lin Chen emerged as the champion in the tournament of power held by Zeno-sama. His performance was striking, especially his use of Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct kill techniques. Although Zeno-sama did not inquire further, I am curious how a Saiyan like Lin Chen learned Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct kill. Especially Ultra Instinct kill, a technique only known to the dragon god Zalama-sama. Now I understand. If it was Mr. Popo, he would naturally know that technique. Because Mr. Popo used to be the attendant of dragon god Zalama. Mr. Popo, with his hands behind his back, said, Ultra Ego was comprehended by Lin Chen himself. Old Kai from Universe 7 taught him the essentials of that realm. As for Ultra Instinct kill, that was something Popo taught him. Mr. Popo, can you tell me why? The Grand Priest asked. As the former attendant of Zalama-sama, now the guardian of the seal, are you planning something? Of course not, Popo is just planning for the future. The future? Yes, Grand Priest, I believe you can also sense what's coming, right? I'm afraid that the day of Zalama-sama's resurrection is close. Your and Zeno-sama's use of Super Shinran as a prize for the Tournament of Power, recklessly using the power of the Divine Dragons, has likely hastened Zalama-sama's revival. Mr. Popo countered, so, the one who should be questioning is Popo. Why would Grand Priest and Zeno-sama, knowing that using Super Shenron's power would accelerate Zalama-sama's resurrection, still do it? Grand Priest closed his eyes, smiled faintly, and said, Mr. Popo, is there even a need to ask? Zalama-sama is also Zeno-sama's child. After all, without Zeno-sama, none of us would have been born. Even if Zalama did those things in the past, Zeno-sama still wishes to give him a chance to redeem himself. Sighing, the Grand Priest said, all right, I roughly understand. Lin Chen is probably the person Mr. Popo is placing hope in Diana. From his performance at the Tournament of Power, he seems to have lived up to Mr. Popo's expectations. So, let us watch and wait. Returning back to Lin Chen's side. After repeated confirmation, Lin Chen finally understood one thing. His system seemed to be truly broken. All the conveniences of the system had now turned into nothingness. From being able to look at the attributes to the convenient system space, everything disappeared due to the system malfunction. Fortunately, although the system was gone, Lin Chen still retained all the rewards he had received in the past because of the system. Except for items like senzu beans that were stored in the system space, all the techniques and realms were still intact. Losing the system was undoubtedly a huge loss and trouble for Lin Chen. However, the biggest issue for Lin Chen at the moment was why his system suddenly malfunctioned. Lin Chen first thought it was because of the time points reward that caused the problem. After all, his system malfunctioned right after receiving the time points for the Tournament of Power. But getting time points is not the first or second time for Lin Chen. Why was there no problem before, but this time there was an accident? After ruling out this possibility, Lin Chen thought of Super Shinran. He remembered that when Super Shinran granted the wish, he seemed to have felt a powerful power of miracles passing through his body. Perhaps the system malfunction was related to that feeling. But the problem was, Lin Chen had seen Super Shinran before without any issues, so why now? After thinking in space for a long time, Lin Chen couldn't come up with an answer. Instead, his remaining energy was almost depleted due to the consumption in space. At this moment, Lin Chen thought of someone. The next moment, he directly used instant transmission and arrived at the mysterious Zuno's planet. Zuno's planet is the residence of one of the most mysterious figures in the Dragon Ball world, Master Zuno. Master Zuno is said to have omniscient and omnipotent abilities, knowing all the secrets of this universe. Lin Chen had previously approached him for information about system missions and surprisingly received a response. So this time, Lin Chen also placed his hope on Zuno. When he suddenly appeared in front of Zuno, Zuno didn't seem startled at all. On the contrary, there was no one around Zuno, as if he had already dismissed them. And in front of Zuno, there was a cushion and a cup of hot tea. It seemed like he had been waiting for Lin Chen's arrival. "Lin Chen-sama, please have a seat." "You guessed right, I knew you would come today." Lin Chen sat down with a puzzled expression, took a sip of hot tea, and then said, "You knew I would come?" "Yes, when Lin Chen-sama came last time, I knew you would come today, so I made preparations. In this room, there are only the two of us now, and no one else will hear our conversation." Lin Chen furrowed his brows and asked, "So, Master Zuno also knows the purpose of my visit?" "Yes. Mr. Lin Chen must be here about your abilities that have disappeared, right?" "And the answer?" Zuno shook his head. "Zuno knows, but cannot say." "Cannot say." Lin Chen extended his hand, and an energy sphere appeared on his fingertip. Zuno's face turned pale, but he still said, "Lin Chen-sama, it's not that I don't want to say, but I really cannot say. Your abilities are of great importance. If I speak of it, it could potentially affect the future and disrupt history. That's a crime I cannot bear." "Disrupt history?" Lin Chen scratched his head. Could his system have a connection to history? After thinking for a while, Lin Chen asked again, "Then let me ask a different question. Can my abilities be recovered?" With Lin Chen-sama's current strength, what difference would the recovery of those abilities make? "So, you mean they can't be recovered?" "That's right." Seeing this, Lin Chen could only sigh. It seemed like his system really couldn't be restored. Just as Lin Chen was about to leave, he suddenly turned back and asked another question, "Master Zuno, do you know what my abilities really are?" Zuno closed his eyes and directly replied, "I cannot say." Lin Chen smiled faintly, shook his head, and left. After leaving Zuno's planet, Lin Chen returned directly to Earth. As soon as he arrived, Lin Chen immediately felt that many people on Earth seemed to be gathering at sea. With instant transmission, he discovered that it was a cruise ship. On the cruise ship, Goku and the others who had returned first were having a party with everyone else. And without any surprise, Beerus and Whis had also run over to enjoy the food and drinks. Upon seeing Lin Chen arrive, cheers erupted on the ship. "Everyone! Lin Chen is back! Brother Lin Chen! Dad! Your Majesty!" The people who were previously chatting immediately gathered around, their faces filled with joy and gratitude. In the crowd, Beerus and Whis also squeezed over. "Lin Chen, what wish did you make?" Beerus asked as he approached. "Haven't you heard Goku say? Of course, it's to revive all the universes." "You rascal, did you plan to make that wish from the beginning?" "Of course, otherwise why would I agree to be in a separate group?" Before Lin Chen could finish speaking, Beerus punched him hard on the shoulder. "You rascal, you scared us. Did you ever think about what would happen if you lost?" "I actually didn't think about that." Lin Chen spoke frankly. Beerus felt angry, but also helpless. Because apart from getting angry, Beerus could do nothing else to Lin Chen. But just then, someone stuffed an ice cream cone into Beerus' mouth and pushed him aside. Beerus pulled out the ice cream cone, ready to complain, but then he saw that the person who had been rude to him was Tights and Hanasia. They were holding a suit and rushed to Lin Chen, saying, "Lin Chen, quickly put this on." "Huh?" Looking at the suit in front of him, Lin Chen was a bit puzzled. "What's going on? What are you hesitating for? We've heard about you and Lazuli. Lazuli has been with us for so many years, and we didn't expect you to finally take this step. Your Majesty, there's no time like the present. Tight suggested that since everyone is here today, we should take care of your and Lazuli's matter." "Huh?" Tights and Hanasia's words made Lin Chen's brain crash. Seeing Lin Chen's lack of reaction, Hanasia took out something else. "Lin Chen, choose between the suit and this thing. Pick one." Lin Chen glanced at what Hanasia was holding and didn't know whether to laugh and cry. Because what she was holding was actually a washboard. A washboard and a suit. Did Lin Chen even have a choice? Lin Chen had no choice but to take the suit. Seeing this, Tights grinned triumphantly and then said to everyone else. Everyone. The original celebration party is cancelled. Next up, we're going straight to the wedding party. Oh yeah. Laughter erupted from the crowd. Upon learning from Bulma that there would be a wedding cake at the wedding party, Beerus and Whis immediately burst into laughter filled with anticipation. And so, the entire cruise ship quickly sprung into action. As the king of Saiyans, Lin Chen had a considerable amount of wealth on Earth, coupled with Tights' partial ownership of Capsule Corporation. Lin Chen family could be considered the richest on both Earth and Planet Vegeta. With a large sum of money driving things, the wedding ceremony, which would have taken at least several days to prepare, was swiftly arranged aboard the cruise ship. The constant coming and going of planes continued to land and take off on the cruise ship, delivering various necessities. Taking advantage of the interval during the wedding preparations, Lin Luo and Taro even went to Universe 6 once, inviting Caulifla and Kale to join them. The recently revived Kampa also shamelessly showed up to attend Lin Chen's wedding. The entire afternoon was bustling with activity. By the evening, the cruise ship had sailed to a vast and tranquil ocean. The azure moon hung in the sky, stars twinkling. On the deck of the cruise ship, a wedding venue had been set up. Apart from Lin Chen and Lazuli, the warriors who had returned from the Tournament of Power, as well as everyone's respective friends, and guests who had come after hearing the news like Bardock, Paragus, and others, were all gathered at the venue. While waiting for the ceremony to begin, everyone surrounded themselves with various drinks, pastries, fruits, and delicacies that had been transported via planes or delivered by spacecraft. Beerus and Kampa were particularly excited, competing with each other to grab all the food they liked. Delicious. After eating a pastry, Kampa expressed great satisfaction. Kampa. You gluttonous scoundrel. I had my eyes on it. Beerus shouted, summoning a cataclysmic orb in his hand. But immediately, Whis and Vados appeared behind their respective god of destruction, knocking them out. Really, Beerus-sama, if you cause trouble at Lin Chen's wedding, I won't be able to save you if he decides to kill you. Whis, how about we tie them up before the ceremony starts? Vados suggested. Great idea, sis. So, the two angels conjured ropes that even the god of destruction couldn't break free from, and tied them up. Shortly afterward, all the lights on the cruise ship dimmed. A special host and MC appeared on the makeshift stage. Ladies and gentlemen. The sacred moment is upon us. Let's give a round of applause to welcome tonight's lucky guy, Mr. Lin Chen, and his beautiful wife, Miss Lazuli. Applause erupted. Below the stage, Goku curiously asked his son Gohan, Gohan, why is Mr. Satan the MC? Gohan chuckled and said, Dad, it was Videl who talked to Uncle Lin Chen about it. Mr. Satan also wanted to attend Uncle Lin Chen's wedding and even volunteered to be the MC. Sorry about that, my dad has pretty thick skin, Videl apologized with a smile. Goku waved it off with a smile, saying, It's okay, Videl. I was just curious. Actually, your dad and brother Lin Chen are quite good friends. Huh? Really? Just then, two spotlights suddenly illuminated the stage. Under the lights were Lin Chen and Lazuli dressed in their finest attire. This was actually the first time Lin Chen had seen Lazuli since returning to Earth. Lazuli was wearing a wedding dress specially designed by the best designer on Earth, with tights and Bulma having paid a hefty sum for it. The white wedding dress with pale gold trim, a long hemline, and exquisite hair accessories highlighted Lazuli's flawless figure. In order to have the wedding dress ready before the evening, they even used Earth's Dragon Balls. Although it seemed a bit extravagant, after all, Lazuli had quietly followed Lin Chen for over a decade, and everyone felt that it was worth it. Seeing Lazuli's appearance, Lin Chen's eyes lit up. You look beautiful today. Lazuli lowered her head, cheeks blushing, allowing Lin Chen to take her hand and walk towards the wedding stage. Finally, with everyone as a witness, Lin Chen and Lazuli completed the wedding ceremony together. On the stage, as Lin Chen and Lazuli exchanged rings and began kissing, the MC Satan immediately picked up his earpiece and spoke into the communicator, "Mr. Bu, now." At the bow of the cruise ship, Bu, upon receiving the signal, turned to Frieza beside him. "Frieza, Satan's signal is here. I, the Universal Emperor, am actually doing this kind of thing, damn it." Frieza exclaimed, throwing a barrage of energy blasts into the sky with both hands. These energy blasts soared into the night sky, exploding into magnificent fireworks. Beneath these fireworks, Lin Chen and Lazuli finally kissed each other. And the atmosphere tonight also reached its peak. Next was the banquet, where everyone indulged in sumptuous delicacies. Lin Chen and Lazuli raised their glasses to toast the guests one by one. Soon, Lazuli's face turned red from drinking too much, and she retired due to the alcohol's effects, leaving Lin Chen alone to continue hosting the guests. Congratulations. He arrived by God of Destruction Beerus and Kampa's side. The two of them had already been untied. In front of Lin Chen, they didn't dare to act recklessly. Lin Chen said, "Beerus-sama, it will be peaceful days from now on, right? Since you both love Earth's cuisine so much, you can stay here permanently." "That's not a bad idea," Beerus nodded immediately. However, Kampa interjected, "Beerus, that won't do. Have you forgotten about Zeno-sama's warning?" "Warning?" Lin Chen asked curiously. Whis smiled and explained, "Yes, Zeno-sama sent a warning saying there might be more tournament of power in the future. Therefore, he hopes that no universe would slack off. In the future tournament of power, even the God of Destruction might participate as contestants. The days of lazing around are gone." Beerus looked pained. Lin Chen found it somewhat strange. There would be more tournament of power in the future. This seemed different from what he knew about Dragon Ball. But this thought quickly passed. After all, the world Lin Chen was in wasn't exactly the Dragon Ball world he knew, so differences were normal. At night, Lin Chen didn't entertain guests outside for too long. He was dragged into the bridal chamber by Tights and others. The so-called bridal chamber was the largest luxury suite on the cruise ship. Though called a suite, it was more like a villa. The suite had 2 floors, with the first floor hosting the dining and living areas, along with an indoor swimming pool. Their bedroom was on the second floor. When Lin Chen arrived at the room, he saw Lazuli had already taken off her dress and was lying on the bed, asleep. Approaching her, Lin Chen whispered, "Lazuli, rest well." Saying that, he prepared to turn around and sleep in the other room. But at that moment, Lin Chen felt his clothes being tugged at. Looking down, he saw Lazuli lying on the bed, holding onto a corner of his clothes tightly. Seeing Lazuli like this, Lin Chen smiled lightly, bent down, intending to free her hand. But then, Lazuli's hands directly grabbed his clothes and pulled him down. Their eyes met. "Weren't you drunk? Aren't you the one who's drunk? We're married now, where do you think you're going? Come here, let's sleep." Lazuli rolled her eyes, her face blushing. "Then, I'll accept the invitation." Lin Chen's body trembled, and his bulging muscles tore through his expensive suit. He then leapt onto the bed. Several days later, Lin Chen took Lazuli and prepared to honeymoon in other universes. As for why they chose other universes, it was because Lazuli wasn't present when Lin Chen and Tights went to Universe 6 years ago. For this reason, her first thought for a honeymoon was to adventure with Lin Chen in other universes. Coincidentally, Lin Chen also had some business in Universe 11, so the two decided on their travel destination, Universe 11. With Lin Chen's current status, informing Angel Margarita and God of Destruction Belmod about their visit to Universe 11 was quickly done through Whis. Before leaving, Lin Chen also briefly informed Goku and the others. Even though there shouldn't be any enemies appearing during this time, Lin Chen still cautioned them just in case. After everything was settled, Lin Chen and Lazuli immediately embarked on their journey. Although he currently didn't have the system, Lin Chen's skills were intact. In the past, he needed assistance from Whis or the Supreme Kai to cross through universes. However, now with his power of space, he could do it on his own. It only took a few seconds and they appeared in the space of Universe 11. Immediately, Lin Chen took out a spacecraft and roamed the galaxy with Lazuli. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, a month passed. On this day, Lin Chen and Lazuli boarded an interstellar flight to the Pride Troopers' headquarters. The reason they didn't use their own spaceship was that Lazuli found flying a ship herself too dull, preferring the excitement of these interstellar flights. The overall development level of Universe 11 was far superior to Universe 7, so the technology here was also more advanced than Universe 7's. A interstellar flight, though called a flight, was actually a massive spacecraft resembling a small town. The ship had various entertainment facilities, making it much more interesting than simply flying in Lin Chen's ship. However, just as Lin Chen and Lazuli were having fun in a holographic entertainment room on the ship, the power source of the ship was suddenly cut off. All entertainment facilities automatically shut down. What the heck? Lazuli stormed out of the room, onto the ship's corridor. In the corridor outside, many passengers, like Lazuli, who were unaware of the situation, also came out to see what was happening on the ship. But soon after, bad news came from the ship's speakers. Attention, passengers. The ship has been attacked by space pirates. Please evacuate to various facilities immediately for safety. The ship's security personnel are engaging the pirates in combat, and we will do our utmost to protect. Before the ship's crew could finish speaking, the sound of explosions echoed from the speakers. After a moment of silence, the corridor erupted into piercing screams. All passengers, terrified, hurried back to their respective facilities, hoping to escape this crisis. Soon, the corridor was left with only Lin Chen and Lazuli. Space pirates. Lazuli rubbed her hands excitedly. Lin Chen, it's finally here. Don't intervene later, let me handle it. Alright, Lin Chen shrugged. Universe 11 is a universe that has already been unified, with a united organization similar to Universe 7's Galactic Federation controlling the entire universe. However, under this unity, the fact that criminal organizations are rampant throughout the universe is undeniable. Therefore, in Universe 11, dealing with these criminal organizations is one of the main tasks of the Pride Troopers. Lin Chen and Lazuli had witnessed similar incidents multiple times since arriving here a month ago. But this robbery happening to them was a first. No wonder Lazuli was so excited. Just then, a loud explosion was heard ahead, followed by a dozen or so space pirates wearing turbans barging in with various energy weapons, shouting threats as they entered. Come out, all of you. We are the mighty pirates. Those who know what's good for them, come out. We only want money, not lives. These space pirates started checking the facilities one by one, dragging people out and herding them to the side. Soon, they reached Lin Chen and Lazuli. The dark barrels of guns were aimed at them, ready to fire at any moment. Hey, you two. If you know what's good for you, hand over all your valuables. A fierce pirate spat out a mouthful of saliva, glaring viciously at the two. Lazuli joyfully said to Lin Chen, look, it's just like on TV. Boss, these two don't seem afraid of us. A pirate remarked in surprise. Seeming to be the leader, the man slammed his hand onto the other pirate's head, his face fierce. This little girl must be crazy. There is no need to be polite, kill her. Don't forget, our time is limited. If the Pride Troopers show up, it's over. Yes. With the boss command, the pirate who had just been hit immediately aimed his gun at Lazuli and pulled the trigger. A beam of energy shot out and hit Lazuli in the head. Ha! The pirate stared at Lazuli in disbelief, realizing that she hadn't fallen down. How is that possible? The weapons they used were official military-grade weapons, with great power and caliber. How could it not kill a little girl? You idiot, did you miss? Aim properly and shoot. The pirate boss, seeing that his subordinate's shot didn't take down Lazuli, became angry. There were passengers around, and if they thought he was weak, the situation might spiral out of control. Setting an example to deter others, the pirate boss himself stepped forward, pressing the gun barrel against Lazuli's forehead. He pulled the trigger. The energy beam hit Lazuli's forehead again. But Lazuli's current power level was in the billions. This wasn't Dragon Ball Super, where even characters like Goku could be knocked down by a laser gun. Simple energy weapons couldn't even damage Lazuli's skin. Lazuli's eyes narrowed, her voice cold. Are you done shooting? Boss. This woman isn't afraid of guns. After confirming what was going on, the pirates couldn't help but scream. Don't be afraid. The pirate boss snapped his energy gun in half and then clenched his fist. I didn't expect to encounter a martial artist. My apologies, I am Captain Vicuri of the mighty pirates with a bounty of 30 million berries. Running into me means it's your unlucky day. With that, the pirate boss unleashed an aura that seemed terrifying to bystanders. The aura was so intense that some passengers' legs went weak. However, to Lin Chen and Lazuli, the aura released by the boss was nothing but a gentle spring breeze. Watch out, woman. Your end is near. The pirate boss shouted and threw a punch at Lazuli. Seeing that she was about to hit, Lin Chen suddenly yelled, Lazuli, be careful, don't damage the ship. Huh. The pirate boss paused for a moment, then felt a great force, sending him flying straight up to the ceiling. Although he didn't break through the ceiling, he ended up embedded in it. Lazuli clapped her hands and then turned to look at the remaining people. Who's next? Shortly after, a single-person high-speed spacecraft from the Pride Troopers approached the interstellar flight. A figure jumped out of the spacecraft, breaking through the flight's hull and forcefully entering inside. Don't move. I'm Kettle from the Pride Troopers. Pirates of the mighty pirates, drop your weapons and surrender. After Kettle finished a long string of nonsense, he realized there were no pirates around. There were only some passengers strolling around and some crew members repairing the ship with tools. They stared wide-eyed, looking puzzled at the sudden intrusion of Kettle. After a moment, Kettle finally understood that the mighty pirates had already been taken care of. And the person who dealt with the entire pirate crew turned out to be a female passenger on the ship. A female passenger? Upon hearing this news, Kettle became excited. He began to wonder if it was possible to invite this lady, who could handle a pirate crew alone, to join the Pride Troopers. After all, out of 10 members of the Pride Troopers, there was only one female member. The gender imbalance was quite evident. However, when he asked the crew to introduce this female passenger, Kettle was dumbfounded. Because he happened to know this female passenger, wasn't she the female warrior of Universe 7 who amazed everyone in the Tournament of Power with her astonishing skills? And the one smiling and drinking tea with the captain beside her, he wouldn't forget either. Lin Chen. Huh. You're from the Pride Troopers, who again? Beside him, the captain of the flight stood up and said, Mr. Lin Chen, this is Mr. Kettle from the Pride Troopers. The Pride Troopers were idols of Universe 11, and each member's name was well known throughout the universe. However, in Lin Chen's eyes, apart from Tokpo and Jiren, the other members of the Pride Troopers were not worth mentioning. Shortly after, the repaired interstellar flight finally arrived at its destination planet, the headquarters of the Pride Troopers. And Lin Chen and Lazuli's honeymoon trip was also coming to an end. Next, Lin Chen was going to fulfill another main purpose of his trip to Universe 11. At the headquarters of the Pride Troopers, Lin Chen met with Jiren, who had rushed there upon hearing the news, and also revealed his purpose. You want to know about my master's situation back then? Jiren frowned. Lin Chen, why are you asking about this? Aren't you clear about this matter? After all, back then, you were also there on the scene. Although Jiren felt a sense of mutual respect for Lin Chen because of the Tournament of Power, this does not mean that the knot in Jiren's heart has been solved. After all, why Lin Chen appeared at the scene of his master's death and even intervened to stop Jiren from pursuing the culprit, Jiren still didn't have an answer to this question. Lin Chen smiled, having already anticipated Jiren's question before he asked. Then, Lin Chen didn't hide anything and explained why he had appeared back then all those years ago. Jiren's eyes widened at the revelation. So you were working for the Supreme Kai of Time? Yes, do you believe it? Jiren nodded, I understand it now. I had my doubts as well because back then, my strength was as strong as today. I thought it was due to my anger, but it turns out someone had tampered with me. With the knot in his heart resolved, Jiren's gaze as he looked towards Lin Chen softened. Seeing this, Lin Chen once again asked his question. Jiren, can you tell me what really happened back then? Was it truly a Saiyan who attacked your master? Jiren nodded, focusing on the tail wrapped around Lin Chen's waist. Unless I didn't see it clearly or there's another humanoid race with tails in this world, then yes, it was a Saiyan who attacked my master. Saiyan? Lin Chen's eyes narrowed slightly. Beside them, Lazuli chimed in curiously, Lin Chen, doesn't only Universe 7 and Universe 6 have Saiyans? Where did a Saiyan in Universe 11 come from? You're right, Jiren agreed. In fact, since that day, I've traveled across all corners of Universe 11 but never encountered that Saiyan again. It's as if he never existed, simply disappearing from the universe. As for Saiyan-related information, I've inquired, and as far as I know, there are no Saiyan or Saiyan-like races in Universe 11. The closest resemblance would be humans like Khosrul. So I suspect that Saiyan might be like you, from another universe or even another timeline. Another timeline Saiyan. Lin Chen pondered over Jiren's intel. When Lin Chen time-traveled in the past, he caught a glimpse of that Saiyan but didn't get a clear look at his appearance. Could this Saiyan who can traverse time be related to Trunks? Jiren, can you describe the appearance of that Saiyan? If it was a Saiyan related to Trunks, Lin Chen may know. However, Jiren's response left Lin Chen puzzled. That Saiyan, now that I think about it, he resembles your universe's Broly. Broly? Yes, during the Tournament of Power, I even mistook Broly for that Saiyan. Lazuli interjected skeptically, Lin Chen, it can't be Broly, can it? Impossible. Lin Chen shook his head. While he couldn't rule out the possibility of another timeline's Broly, as far as he knew, even Broly wouldn't be powerful enough to kill Jiren's master. Jiren added, it's unlikely to be Broly. After the Tournament of Power, I asked Margarita-sama, and she confirmed that Broly shouldn't be that person. Margarita was Universe 11's angel. These angels possessed extraordinary powers and could know anything happening in their universe. Even she was clueless about the true identity of that person. The mysterious Saiyan. Who exactly was he? It seems that they won't be able to find out for the time being. However, there's something Lin Chen feels he can ask about. Jiren, do you know what caused that incident back then? Why did that Saiyan attack your master? Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I do have a guess. Jiren thought for a moment and asked, by the way, Lin Chen, would you like to go to the planet where we first met? That's actually where my master used to train. I can explain the reason behind his attack there. Returning back to the Dark Demon realm once again. It was still the same altar. However, this time, besides the previous figures, more people had appeared here. If an outsider were here, they would certainly be able to sense the powerful yet sinister aura emanating from these individuals. Although these individuals might not be as powerful as the God of Destruction purely in terms of strength, each one of them exuded a strange aura, hinting at unimaginable power. However, among these people, the most daunting figure was an old man floating cross-legged. This old man had a small stature, looking frail and delicate. Yet everyone around showed great respect, willingly making way for him to float towards the person who had gathered them. After so many years, we finally meet again, Zalama. Upon hearing the old man's words, the person known as Zalama floated down from the altar, revealing his true appearance in front of everyone. As it turned out, this person looked remarkably like a Namekian. Except, atop his head where Namekians would have antennae, he had a pair of dragon horns. His attire resembled that of Earth's Kami, but with a dragon symbol on the chest. Mechikabura, it's been a while. You seem to have aged quite a bit, Zalama remarked. Tard. What's with that attitude? A female witch as beautiful as Tawa rushed over and rebuked him. However, the old man called Mechikabura raised his hand. Oh, Putin, you should mind your own attitude. Don't forget, the one before us is none other than the dragon god Zalama, who was once mentioned in the same breath as Zeno-sama. Yes. Putin, the female witch, lowered her head but her heart was full of disdain. After all, she knew well that the Zalama before them was just a clone of the original dragon god. Eons ago, dragon god Zalama had betrayed Zeno, only to be ruthlessly suppressed. In his moment of failure, Zalama split off a clone and escaped to the dark demon realm, beyond even Zeno's jurisdiction. It was then that Zalama made a deal with the king of the demon realm, the demon god Mechikabura. That was also why they had all gathered here. Therefore, Zalama was the one seeking help. Despite being a dragon god, he was now just a clone, and Putin wasn't afraid of him at all. Alright, Zalama, I heard you finally gathered enough power of miracles. Yes. Zalama presented the divine dragon's model. Mechikabura, I have gathered all the power of miracles. Next, I will use this power of miracles to create Dragon Balls, and then fulfill my wish. Once my wish is granted, I will also fulfill your wish and restore the life force that was sealed by the Grand Priest. Oh. Mechikabura looked excitedly at the model. As the demon god, he theoretically had an endless lifespan like other deities. However, Mechikabura now appeared old and frail, all because his life force was stripped away by Grand Priest years ago. Apart from relying on the dragon god Zalama, who is stronger than the Grand Priest, there was no other way to undo what the Grand Priest had done. For this reason, Mechikabura had waited for millions of years. Now, this long wait seemed to be coming to an end. Mechikabura, the materials I asked you to search for years ago, have you gathered them all? Don't worry, I've collected everything over these millions of years. Zalama, you may not know, but among the many materials, there were some which took countless travels to other worlds to find. Hard work pays off. Making Super Dragon Balls capable of lifting the seal is not that simple. Then, under Mechikabura's instructions, the other wizards each began to summon their subordinates. Due to the Grand Priest's power, Mechikabura couldn't leave the Dark Demon realm. Therefore, these tasks were handled by the lower-ranking wizards. Soon, Mechikabura's subordinates brought out precious materials they had collected from various worlds. These materials were part of the deal proposed by Zalama years ago. From branches of the Tree of Might to springs filled with the power of miracle. Among these people was someone holding a pure white jade. This jade didn't seem ordinary. More importantly, the person holding it wore a mask, had long black hair, and a tail wrapped around his waist, looking drastically different from the other demons around him. When Zalama took the jade from him, he couldn't help but take a few more glances at him. A Saiyan. Universe 11, Planet of Heroes. This place was once renowned throughout Universe 11 as a holy land of martial arts. Because the universally recognized martial arts master Jiken once lived here. However, with time passing, this planet had become desolate. Only occasional pilgrims would set foot on this planet. But one day, 3 figures appeared on this desolate land. Lin Chen looked at the scenery before him with a slight sense of nostalgia. When he came here years ago, he probably didn't expect that he would revisit this place in a friendly environment alongside Jiren. Is there nothing left on this planet? Lazuli asked, looking around. Jiren nodded, it's normal. My master chose to train here because of its desolation. My master used to say that desolate environments can temper our willpower. Jiren, Lin Chen asked, where are you taking me? Lin Chen and others didn't come to the planet of heroes for sightseeing or reminiscing. They came because Jiren told him that the reason his master Jiken was attacked might be related to this planet. Jiren looked into the distance for a moment, then pointed in a direction, let's go there first. So, the three of them flew towards the direction indicated by Jiren. After flying for several tens of minutes, they came across remains of a building on the desolate land ahead. These remains seemed quite old, to the extent that even Lin Chen couldn't discern their original appearance. This is my master's former dojo. We used to train here. But when my master was attacked, this place was destroyed. Flying to the top of the dojo, Jiren didn't stop there. Instead, he continued flying towards distance with Lin Chen and Lazuli. It wasn't until a small mountain appeared in their sight that Jiren stopped. We're here. This is it, Jiren said as he slowly descended, leading Lin Chen and Lazuli to land on the top of the small mountain. On this small mountain, Lin Chen actually saw traces of battle. And then Jiren unveiled the mystery. Lin Chen, didn't you ask me why my master was attacked? I've always suspected that my master was attacked because of something here. What thing? Lin Chen asked. It's a pure white jade. What's amazing is that the jade was filled with life force. Before the incident, my master always treated this place as a forbidden area for our sect, and only he could come here. Every once in a while, my master would meditate here. Although he didn't tell me, I knew he might be absorbing the life force from that jade. Maybe that's why he lived for so long. You probably didn't know. My master was actually a companion of Belmont-sama in the past, and Belmont-sama has lived for millions of years. A jade emitting life energy. Lin Chen looked in the direction Jiren pointed and indeed saw traces of something placed in the center of the mountain top. It was obvious that this area was different from the surrounding ground, and even. Lin Chen's gaze focused, he bent down and reached out to touch. On this seemingly barren mountain top, he actually found a bit of green moss. This bit of green was the first green he had seen on this planet. After so many years, this place was still influenced by the life force. That jade was indeed a treasure. So, that Saiyan really came for that jade? But what use could a stone filled with life force have for a Saiyan? Just as Lin Chen was feeling puzzled. Dark Demon Realm. Mechikabura, when did your demon realm start recruiting Saiyans? Zalama raised an eyebrow. This is all preparation for the future confrontation with Zeno. Zalama, don't you plan to recruit some subordinates? Mechikabura chuckled. Good point, Zalama nodded, then waved his hand, indicating the Saiyan to place the jade in front of him. Very good, with these, I can recreate new Dragon Balls that can rival the Super Dragon Balls. After saying that, a golden power of miracle lit up on Zalama's finger. He flicked his finger, and the power of miracle struck the materials that were handed over. The golden light engulfed everything in an instant, then turned and flew directly into the divine dragon model prepared by Zalama. Boom! With a dazzling burst of light, a new sun suddenly appeared, illuminating the previously dim dark demon realm with a dazzling brilliance. But, for the inhabitants of the demon realm, this brilliance was particularly glaring. Even Mechikabura couldn't help but shield his eyes. At this moment, boom! A deafening rumble echoed, as an energy beam shot straight into the sky, and then split into 7, as if to fly to other places. Those are Dragon Balls, don't let them escape. Mechikabura exclaimed. Immediately, the group behind him flew up, ready to grab the about-to-disappear Dragon Balls. But just as they were about to grab them, they saw each Dragon Ball tear through space directly, then disappear before them. What's going on? He. Zalama laughed, don't waste your energy. You can't catch those Dragon Balls because they haven't been fully completed yet. Not fully completed? Zalama, what is going on? Mechikabura asked, with a hint of resentment in his eyes. To complete the deal, the demon realm had put in a lot of effort and cost. Now, at this point, the Dragon Balls they had made with the materials they collected were gone. This inevitably made him doubt whether they had been deceived by Zalama. Relax. Zalama smiled, since these are Super Dragon Balls, naturally, they are not easy to make, especially with my current power, which is not even a tenth of what it used to be. The Dragon Balls I made are still only half finished. Half finished? We put in so much effort, and you only made a half-finished product? The demon god named Gravy angrily exclaimed. Don't worry, even though they're half-finished now, they won't be soon. They have flown to various timelines to absorb energy. As long as we find them, gather them again, we can summon a new divine dragon and release my seal. TCH. So troublesome. The demon gods gritted their teeth. Enough. Mechikabura waved his hand, do as Zalama said. Immediately go to various timelines and bring back the Dragon Balls. Yes. Everyone nodded in response. In the next moment, they all broke through space-time, searching for the lost 7 Dark Super Dragon Balls. After they left, a faint smile appeared on Zalama's face. It's really convenient to have so many subordinates. It looks like I need to find some subordinates too. Meanwhile, Lin Chen's honeymoon in the space was underway. Universe 7 was a scene of peace. During this time, Gohan and Vegeta's daughters were born one after another. Lin Luo and Taro, the two brothers, were busy dating Caulifla and Kale from Universe 6. Goku was invited by the Grand Priest to the Xeno's palace for training. Everything was peaceful. On this day, Tights brought Han Asia to visit her sister Bulma's house. The three women were drinking afternoon tea, chatting and watching Vegeta training with Whis in the distance. Why is Vegeta still the same? I thought he would spend time with his daughter after Bulla was born. It's impossible for him bear it. That's how Saiyans are. After Bulla was born, he got tired of changing diapers after just a week. Bulma chuckled and changed the subject. By the way, where is Lin Chen? He hasn't come back yet, Tights shrugged. Han Asia took a sip of tea, sighed, and said, it might be a while. Lazuli is really lucky. Neither Tights nor I had a chance to spend time alone with Lin Chen. In a way, Bulma, I really envy you, Tights sighed too. Just then, the sky above them suddenly darkened, and what was once a clear sky became filled with thunder and lightning. Originally lying on a beach chair, Beerus, yawning and sunbathing, immediately stood up, gazing at the sky. In the distance, Vegeta and Whis also stopped what they were doing. What's that? Han Asia suddenly pointed upwards. In the sky, a black hole suddenly appeared, as if a rift in space had opened. Then, a young man wearing Saiyan battle armor suddenly appeared, accompanied by a long-haired girl in a green military coat. These two people were none other than the future Trunks and Mai from another future world. As for Mai, not many people present knew her, but they certainly wouldn't make a mistake in recognizing Trunks. Trunks? Hey! Trunks! Hearing Bulma's shout, Trunks lowered his head and happily shouted, Mom! Immediately after, the two of them descended to the ground. Meanwhile, the black hole they came out of disappeared, and the dark clouds that had suddenly appeared around them also instantly vanished. Mom! Ah, Aunt Tights, Aunt Han Asia. As Trunks greeted them, Mai beside him also curiously looked at Bulma in front of her and whispered, it really is Aunt Bulma. Trunks, how did you come here? And who is this? Bulma asked. Trunks chuckled and introduced immediately, Mom, this is my girlfriend this is my mom from this world, and these two are my teacher's wives. Hello, everyone. Seeing Bulma immediately smiled excitedly, and Tights and Han Asia also said jokingly to her, Bulma, it seems like the Trunks from another world is much more impressive than your Trunks, he already has a girlfriend. The three women teased Trunks and completely forgetting to ask about their reason for coming this time. Luckily, Vegeta and Whis came over at this time too. Seeing Trunks, Vegeta frowned and asked, your future Trunks? Yes, Dad. Why did you come here? Didn't you say you were going to protect your own world? Why do you have time to come here? Before Trunks could answer, Beerus beside them also spoke, your Trunks from another world. How come you're here again? Don't you know that time travel is a serious crime? Don't think you can do whatever you want just because there's Lin Chen supporting you Saiyans. Beerus-sama. Mr. Whis. Trunks bowed, then explained, don't worry, I didn't come using a time machine, I used Kranoa-sama's power. Kranoa? Supreme Kai of Time. Yes. Mai and I are both now members of the Time Patrol formed by Kranoa-sama, responsible for protecting Spacetime's order. After saying that, Trunks turned to Tights and asked, Miss, where is teacher? I'm here to look for him for an important matter. Hearing this, Tights waved her hand helplessly and said, Lin Chen. He's on his honeymoon. Honeymoon? Yes, the other person is Lazuli. Miss Lazuli. Trunks immediately understood. What's wrong? Mr. Trunks? Whis asked. He was curious about the time patrol mentioned by Trunks. Trunks frowned and explained the whole story. The whole thing started with the time patrol. It turned out that since Lin Chen had foiled the Dark Demon Realm's plan of disturbing the order of time, Kranoa had a much easier time with her work. However, while investigating those people from the Dark Demon Realm who had disturbed the order of time, Kranoa felt the frustration of being understaffed. Lin Chen was just a mercenary and couldn't always help her, not to mention frequently being unreachable. Considering this, Kranoa decided to officially form the Time Patrol specifically to assist her with her work. And the first choice for the Time Patrol was future Trunks from World 16. Unlike Lin Chen, Trunks had once used a time machine and disturbed time as a repeat offender, so under Kranoa's threat, Trunks was quickly coerced into becoming a member of the Time Patrol. Mai volunteered to join as well. However, since joining the Time Patrol, Trunks and Mai hadn't encountered anything major, and the work was relatively easy. Until recently, when things started to seem a bit off. Trunks' expression turned serious as he said, Dad, recently Kranoa-sama discovered that the Dark Demon Realm, which once interfered with the time, seems to be making new moves. They've entered multiple worlds. Although they haven't done anything yet, Kranoa-sama is worried that this may be the prelude to a major event. So she hopes that I can find more help to deal with this crisis. Vegeta furrowed his brow. So your first thought was His Majesty Lynx? Exactly. Trunks nodded. If possible, I hope Dad can also help. The more people who can help, the better. After all, this is a huge matter that concerns all worlds. A slight mistake could endanger all worlds and universes. After understanding Trunks' intentions, Whis and Beerus' expressions also turned serious. I never thought the people from the Dark Demon Realm could even interfere with the time. Whis, weren't the demons I encountered in the past all weaklings? Beerus-sama, the pathway from the demon realm to the outside world was sealed by Grand Priest Sama. That seal has weakened over time, but it still has some effect on people with great power. That's why only weaklings from the demon realm could enter the human world in the past, and true experts couldn't. So why is it happening now? Perhaps something has happened in the Dark Demon Realm, or maybe the seal is about to break completely. Whis speculated and then said, regardless, now that we know about this, we can't just ignore it. Mr. Trunks, I'll call the others back, and then you can explain in detail. Thank you, Mr. Whis. Trunks gratefully nodded, but at that moment, a beep sound suddenly interrupted their conversation. Trunks raised his left hand, and it turned out the beep sound was coming from a device on his left hand. Sorry, this is the Time Patrol's device. Kranoa-sama is calling for me. Trunks apologized and then activated the device. Soon, the image of Supreme Kai of Time Kranoa appeared on the device. Trunks, something big is happening. Have you found Lin Chen and the others? Huh? Not yet, Kranoa-sama. What's wrong? Trunks was surprised. I just discovered a major upheaval in a main world's history. A powerful force has disrupted the timeline of this world. If we don't quickly restore the history of this main world, at least 20 mini-worlds will be affected. So many. After joining the Time Patrol, Trunks had come to understand that this world structure consisted of a main world with multiple mini-worlds. Thus, if there were issues in the main world, it would affect the mini-worlds under it. It's a serious situation. Hurry to that world and see for yourself. Forget about finding Lin Chen for now. Kranoa urged. I understand. Trunks nodded and then ended the communication. Everyone, you heard Kranoa-sama. The situation is urgent, and I have to leave now. Mr. Whis, please inform the others when they arrive. I'll come back after completing this mission. Saying that, Trunks pressed a button on the device on his hand, and a space-time door appeared before everyone. Taking Mai's hand, Trunks prepared to leave. Wait. Suddenly, Vegeta called out to him. Trunks, I'm coming with you. As for His Majesty and the others, let's wait until Mr. Whis finds them before we talk about it. Dad? Trunks was momentarily stunned but then happily nodded. Even though he couldn't meet Lin Chen, having his father's support was incredibly reliable. Thank you, Dad. And so, Vegeta decided to go with Trunks to the troubled world. As for Lin Chen and Goku, it would have to wait until Whis brought them back. World 30, age 762. Planet Namek. A black spacetime door opened above the planet. Trunks and the others passed through the door and landed on the ground. Where is this? It looks familiar. Vegeta asked. Mai, checking her device, said, this is Universe 7 of World 30. We are on Planet Namek, in age 762. Planet Namek. Vegeta looked up at the sky. At this moment, Planet Namek's sky was covered in dark clouds, with lightning and thunder flashing, and a continuous buzzing sound filled the air. It was clearly the precursor to the planet's imminent explosion. Dad! The energy interfering with the time is right ahead. Let's hurry and check it out. The three of them flew towards the source. Before long, Vegeta felt two familiar auras. This is Kakarot and Frieza. Strange, what are they doing on Planet Namek? Soon, two figures appeared ahead, Frieza and Goku, who had transformed into a Super Saiyan. But something seemed off about the situation. Because Super Saiyan Goku was completely suppressed by Frieza in front of him. Moreover, as the three approached, Frieza had already subdued Goku with one hand, gripping his neck. In Lin Chen's world, the one who attacked Planet Namek was Cold King, who had his body taken over by Captain Ginyu. Therefore, Vegeta and the others were unaware of how the story unfolds in this world. If we follow the normal history, it should have been Frieza who was suppressed at this time. However, even without knowing this timeline's history, Vegeta noticed that something was wrong. Why is Frieza so strong? This power. Although unaware of the direction of this world's history, Vegeta remembered that long ago Frieza was instantly defeated by Super Saiyan Lin Chen. But the Frieza standing before him now is completely different. The terrifying power emanating from him was no weaker than the golden Frieza that Vegeta knows. It's no wonder Goku, who was just in his Super Saiyan form, was utterly powerless against him. But what's terrifying is that the Frieza before them was still in his ordinary final form. Before everyone could make sense of the situation, the Frieza below suddenly raised his other hand, creating a dark energy sphere capable of destroying a planet with a single strike. "It's them!" Trunks exclaimed as his device finally detected the anomaly in this timeline. "Dad!" According to normal history, Uncle Goku should have defeated Frieza here in this timeline. Something's clearly wrong now. We must quickly restore the history, or else this timeline's history will be completely chaotic. How do we restore it? Just defeat Frieza. That's it. Leave it to me. Trunks, just watch from the side. Saying that, Vegeta flew down, while instantly transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Then he aimed a powerful kick towards Frieza. "Frieza, although we fought side by side in the Tournament of Power, I'm sorry, but I'm going to beat you up now." However, just as Vegeta's flying kick was about to hit, Frieza, who was originally facing away from Vegeta, suddenly dropped Goku and reached out, grabbing Vegeta's foot in midair. Caught off guard by Frieza, Vegeta was stunned. The next moment, a powerful force flung him hundreds of meters away. Boom! Vegeta crashed into a small mountain. When he jumped out of the mountain's rubble, Vegeta's face was filled with disbelief. Damn it! How is this possible? Is Frieza this strong in this period? Although unable to gauge Frieza's power level, Vegeta was certain that Frieza just now had the power of Super Saiyan God at least. But it's Fu*King only age 762, roughly 3 to 4 decades before Vegeta's world. How can Frieza have such power? Dad! Look at Frieza's body! Trunks shouted from afar. Vegeta looked closely and noticed something. It turns out that in this world, Frieza had undergone some special changes. On his body, there were 3 black pentagram patterns. And next to these patterns were veins protruding like tree roots, seemingly providing Frieza with special powers. These pentagrams. Strange, why do they seem so familiar? Vegeta was puzzled. At this moment, Mai suddenly realized, Trunks. These patterns look like those on the Dragon Balls. Dragon Balls? Yes, that's right. Vegeta and Trunks suddenly realized. While the two were stunned, on the other side, Goku on the ground trembled and struggled to get up. Vegeta. Weren't you sent to Earth by Porunga? Shut up. How could I, Vegeta, run away? Anyway, Vegeta, quickly run away. Frieza is acting weird. Just now, a Dragon Ball appeared out of nowhere and entered his body. Now Frieza is powerful like a monster. You guys run away quickly. Dragon Ball. Could that Dragon Ball be the culprit causing the disturbance in history? Trunks gritted his teeth and said to Vegeta, Dad, let's go together. According to history, Frieza in this world must suffer a defeat here. No need. He's just a Frieza. I can handle him alone. Vegeta regained his composure and once again rushed towards Frieza. Even since the Tournament of Power ended, Vegeta has been training with Whis for a long time and has mastered new techniques. He refuses to believe he can't defeat a mere Frieza who hasn't even transformed into golden form. Bang! 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 Intense sounds resounded on the battlefield once again. Sure enough, Frieza, affected by something unknown, had indeed become much stronger. Even though Vegeta didn't take him lightly and used his full strength, Frieza could still hold his own against him. For a moment, it was unclear who would win. Who are you? I haven't seen you before. Are you Vegeta's companions? What's going on with him? When did Vegeta become this strong? But I can't sense his aura. At this moment, a puzzled voice reached Trunks and the others. They turned to see and it was Goku from this world, walking over with a tired expression on his face. You guys, hurry and leave. Planet Namek is about to be destroyed. If you don't leave now, even if Vegeta is his match, we'll all die here. Mr. Goku, where we are from doesn't matter. You just need to know that we're here to help you. Also. Trunks glanced at the intense battle between Vegeta and Frieza and remembered Goku's words from earlier. Leave Frieza to us. You rest here for a while. Saying that, Trunks flew towards Frieza as well. Although Goku wanted to stop him, he was too weak. On the side, Mai supported him and said, Mr. Goku, don't get agitated. They can handle Frieza. In the distance, Vegeta, who was fighting enthusiastically, suddenly noticed Trunks approaching. His expression turned serious, that Trunks. If I needed help for a trash like him, how can I surpass Goku? Saying that, Vegeta clenched his fists and no longer held back, directly revealing his trump card. In an instant, Vegeta's aura surged significantly, and numerous electrical sparks appeared around him. Seeing Vegeta's transformation, Trunks was stunned. Although Vegeta's hair remained blue, Trunks recognized that Vegeta now looked remarkably similar to a Super Saiyan 2. Trunks wasn't wrong in guessing that at this moment, Vegeta was no longer in the former Super Saiyan blue form. He had now surpassed even further than Super Saiyan dark blue. To put it simply, Vegeta's current form is Super Saiyan blue 2. This is also the new form Vegeta achieved by imitating Lin Chen's Super Saiyan Silver Grey 4 in his pursuit to catch up with Goku's Ultra Instinct after the Tournament of Power. After transforming, Vegeta's power surged dramatically, immediately turning the previously deadlocked situation. He grabbed Frieza by the head and relentlessly pounded him with punch after punch. Soon, Frieza's face no longer showed any intact flesh. Die! Bang! Vegeta's fist pierced through Frieza's body, splitting it into two halves with a single blow. At this moment, a blood-stained dark Dragon Ball unexpectedly fell from Frieza's body, rolling on the ground. Vegeta was momentarily stunned, not expecting a Dragon Ball to actually come out of Frieza's body. He reached out to pick up the somewhat sinister-looking dark Dragon Ball. However, before Vegeta could do so, a graceful slender white hand swooped in and grabbed the blood-stained dark Dragon Ball. Oh my, I didn't expect to find a Dragon Ball here. We're really lucky. Finally, we found a Dragon Ball. The owner of the slender white hand held the Dragon Ball, a smirk forming on their alluring face. That mesmerizing figure belonged to one of the underlings of demon god Mechikabura, which Tawa. Who are you? Vegeta's expression turned serious as he cautiously observed these two strangers who had suddenly appeared. Their attire seemed somewhat familiar, and Vegeta felt like he had seen them somewhere before, but couldn't immediately figure it out. However, when Trunks saw these two, he immediately shouted, "Dad! Be careful, they're from the Dark Demon Realm." The Dark Demon Realm? I see. Vegeta smiled faintly, finally understanding why he felt a sense of familiarity earlier. Their attire, wasn't it similar to Dabura, the king of the demon realm whom he had encountered before? Dabura, the king of the demon realm, had briefly appeared before Vegeta as an enemy. At that time, the newly arrived Supreme Kai Shin had described him as incredibly powerful, the strongest in the demon world. However, in the end, the so-called king of the demon realm couldn't even withstand a single blow. Vegeta didn't even have to lift a finger, it was Lin Chen's son Taro who single-handedly took him down with one strike. The only contribution of this king of the demon realm in the end was to make Supreme Kai Shin a laughingstock in their eyes. So, seeing people from the demon world again, Vegeta's face was full of disdain. But he couldn't really blame himself. Because these two people, at first glance, looked quite unremarkable. In terms of aura, Tawa's aura was not even stronger than Dabura's, and the man beside her, dressed in red clothes with white hair cropped short, doesn't even give off any sense of aura. Just a couple of trash, yet Trunks made them sound so frightening. Humph. You two, hand over the Dragon Ball. Huh. Tawa glanced at Vegeta before finally focusing her gaze on Trunks. Trunks? So it's you. Tao was the culprit behind disrupting various timelines in the past. After Trunks joined the Time Patrol, he had crossed paths with her a few times, and they recognized each other because of it. Tao. As expected, you demons are behind this disturbance as well. While Trunks was conversing with Tao, Vegeta was already growing impatient. Trunks, why waste words with such trash? Woman, hand over the Dragon Ball. Or die. With that said, Vegeta didn't wait for Tao's response, he charged forward. However, to Vegeta's surprise, Tao, who seemed harmless before, suddenly waved the magic scepter in her hand and lightly tapped the ground. Immediately after, a strange force erupted from under Vegeta's feet. This force, like the tentacles of an octopus, grabbed Vegeta, pinning him to the ground, rendering him unable to move for a moment. What's going on? Vegeta's eyes darkened as he shouted, simultaneously unleashing his godly ki in an attempt to break free. But to his astonishment, the tentacle-like force began absorbing Vegeta's godly ki, rendering him completely immobile for a moment, and he quickly reverted from Super Saiyan Blue 2 to Super Saiyan Blue. This is the demon god's power bestowed upon us by Lord Mechikabura. Dad! Trunks shouted and also transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, flying towards Tao. But midway, the man named Mira, standing behind Tao, leaped forward, blocking Trunks and even fought him to a standstill. This feeling, you're an android? Trunks exclaimed. Tao was somewhat surprised. You guessed it. Indeed, Mira is the strongest android of the demon realm created by me. Because he was an android, his aura couldn't be sensed. However, the power possessed by this man named Mira was real. Trunks was already injured after just exchanging blows with Mira. The strength and destructive power displayed by Mira was no less than a Super Saiyan god. Coupled with Tao, who possessed mysterious powers, Trunks was instantly at a disadvantage. However, it was evident that the opponents didn't seem intent on finishing off Trunks and others, as they held back in their attacks. Sure enough, after a brief battle where Mira sent Trunks flying tens of meters with a single punch, Tao said, "Enough, Mira. We still need to find the other Dragon Balls, let's not waste time here." Yes, Tao-sama. Tao waved the magic scepter and enveloped them in black mist. But at this moment, everyone present suddenly felt an astonishing power, tearing through the air. Oh no! Tao-sama, be careful. Mira shouted loudly and threw himself in front of Tao, shielding her. In the next instant, a blue light appeared in the sky. Following that, an energy wave tore through the air, instantly hitting Tao and Mira. However, due to Mira shielding her, almost all the energy hit him, sparing Tao from harm. The power contained in this energy wave was immense. Mira could only hold on for a few seconds before his body began to disintegrate. To Tao-sama, hurry, go. Mira. Before being completely engulfed by the black mist, Tao concentrated all her remaining power into her eyes and looked towards the direction from which the energy wave came. In that direction, a Saiyan was posing with both hands in an attacking stance.